Barrymore show. She called Johnny Depp's defamation trial, quote, one layer of crazy and a 7-layer dip of insanity. And she said, she eventually said, I know that these are two people's real lives, and I know what it's like to have your life put out in public. I understand all the feelings, but they are actually offering up this information that nobody had to know. This is crazy. She later posted a video to Instagram apologizing for her remarks after some people had accused her of being a little insensitive since the trial involves domestic and sexual violence, but she was commenting on that. All right, now on to the big event last night, the Met Gala. Took place. It was back. And Kim Kardashian shut down the Met Gala red carpet Monday in one of Marilyn Monroe's most iconic dresses. We talked about this. A gold-beaded body hugger Monroe wore when she sexily sang happy birthday to President John F. Kennedy 60 years ago. So she did end up wearing that, by the way.
She looked good in it.
We need some music. We need some like runway music.
Yeah.
Do you have any of these songs, which would be kind of fun?
Okay.
She apparently, Preston, had to lose 16 pounds.
Yes, she
Oh,
did
really?
lose 16 pounds, fit
Whoa.
into the dress designed by Jean Louis and purchased in 2016 by the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Orlando, Florida for a whopping $4.81 million. She said it was such a challenge.
Oh, my God.
She said, I was determined to fit it.
I mean, that is a challenge, but shut
Yeah,
up.
so here's the deal. The dress originally cost $12,000. It was so tight that Monroe had to be sewn into it.
There you go.
And by the way, so she was with Pete, obviously, at her side. She paired the dress with Cartier white gold drop diamond earrings and a furry white jacket that she kept strategically low to cover her backside. Her hair was platinum and pulled tight into a bun, but she only wore the fragile original dress for her walk up the grand staircase at the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Then it was a jersey and flip-flops, right?
Nope, she changed into a replica after that.
So the original one, is, if you remember, did dip down really low in the back. So I don't recall. The pictures I saw of Kim in that dress were all from the front.
Yeah, go back, Nick. Scroll back too. There's a picture of her, Steve, where you can see the back if you want to look on the next monitor. It goes all the way down. It's a little above the butt crack, but yep. So that's the one. So the celebration of American design was themed to gilded glamour, sprouting classic black tailed tuxedos for many of the men.
I don't give a
Well, then hang on, because I got a lot here, okay? And lots of dresses in black and white for the women. Others paid literal homage to New York City, home base for the Gilded Age, and still more shimmered in metallic golds and silver.
You know, the critics were going crazy last night because, not in a good way, they were saying how unimpressive the fashion...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you're supposed to be outlandish, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were unimpressed.
Well, they steered it back, and they were looking for New York to be the inspiration. Earlier, Blake Lively smiled for the cameras in a grand Atelier Versace. Is that how you say that? Atelier?
I don't know.
Gown with Ryan Reynolds in brown velvet. Billie Eilish with an upcycled green lace-trimmed dress from Gucci, and Cynthia Erivo.
She looked
wore
pretty
sheer
wild.
white Louis Vuitton with a matching headpiece. Who?
Billie Eilish. Her corset was super tight.
Yep, she looked really good. Lively, one of the evening's co-hosts, wore a bronze and rose gold look that transformed into a shimmery layer of baby blue as a large bow was pulled. Cardi B, accompanied by Donatella Versace, was an over-the-top golden goddess in a dress of mesh and chains, a fitting birthday for the designer. Gigi Hadid was more redefined Catwoman than Golden Girl. She wore a tight as skin, blood red latex cat suit with a corseted bodice and huge, heavy quilted coat from Versace, and she walked gingerly up the steps in that. Lizzo, meanwhile, got the crowd cheering when she played her gold flute for fans watching the parade of fashion outside. She wore a black dress under a stunning gold embroidered black coat, all by Tom Brown. Janelle Monáe offered a royal wave in a black and white bedazzled helmet piece and slinky gown with a headpiece. She said, amazing. I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be wearing Ralph Lauren. This is gilded glamour from the future.
So, quick question. You know, I never really asked this. What happens when they get inside? Is it a regular gala with speeches and a dinner?
I know there's a dinner.
All we know, really, is the red carpet,
Is the red
right?
carpet, yeah.
When they get inside,
It is an actual event.
Yeah, what are they doing in there?
Vogue's Anna Wintour, who has run the gala since 1995, wore feathery Chanel and a jeweled tiara that has been in her family since 1910.
She looks like she weighs 11 pounds, Anna Wintour.
She
I didn't see her.
continues as one of the night's honorary co-chairs alongside designer Tom Ford and Instagram's Adam Mosseri. And the other official co-chairs for the event were Regina King and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Wouldn't it be wild if when they got inside, the Met Gala was basically like one of our mixers with the balloon popping game and all that?
Right?
Yeah.
I would love it. It would certainly lighten up the evening a bit.
Missionary, doggy.
There were some weird ones.
Missionary doggy, reverse cowgirl.
Kathy showed me a picture of a guy that looked like he was wearing a tire on his head.
It
Oh,
looked
really?
like a
It's
tire.
hilarious.
Was it a famous person?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who it was.
The guy
I'll
had
try to
just
find
come
it.
from an accident.
This Meineke?
Ooh, that's really good. Look, he even put a tire iron up his ass.
No, man, I was just in a car accident. But I haven't had a chance to take a look and see some of the more outrageous ones. I think they did reel it back a
They
tiny bit,
did.
which is I think that's great. I think you have to do that every now and then because there's only so far you can go. You know.
Am I misremembering that Anna Wintour herself said this would be the last one?
She's been saying that for years.
The old crow.
The guy that wore the tire was Leslie Odom Jr.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
From he was involved in the Kardashians.
Yeah, Chloe.
no. He was in Hamilton. He's a singer.
Who's Odom from the Kardashians?
That's Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom.
Leslie
I get all my
Odom.
Odoms mixed up.
know.
Man. But
You know,
he's
my
in,
mother's maiden name is Odom.
Leslie Odom
Yeah,
is in.
he's a singer, performer. He
You know
was
who
like
played in Hamilton?
he was the original guy who killed Hamilton. That guy.
Aaron Burr.
Yeah, he was the
Okay.
original Aaron Burr.
Very cool. Excellent. So, yeah, dude was wearing a tire.
He
on
wore a
his head.
tire.
At least it looked like that way from the side. From the top, now we're looking at, he's kind of leaning forward. It looks like a basket. So,
He also did one of the Nationwide commercials, Preston.
really?
Yeah, you know how like
Where they sing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He wore a tire basket.
All right, I got some other things besides the Met Gala and all
Good
that.
coverage of the Met Gala,
There
though.
will be more stories coming up, I'm sure, over the next couple of days. So don't you fret. All right. TMZ shared a video on Monday showing Olivia Wilde. They finally have the video now of her being served the legal documents on behalf of Jason Sudeikis at CinemaCon last Tuesday.
Yeah.
While in the middle of a presentation about her new film, Don't Worry, Darling, someone comes to the stage, leaves a manila envelope for her. She goes, this is for me right now. And then she said, okay, this is very mysterious. She opens up the envelope, joking that it might be a script. She looked at the custody documents and goes, oh, okay, got it. Thank you. And then she went through the monologue. So.
Yeah, she kind of kept her composure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fascinated by the notion that there's not at least one person there to kind of deflect somebody who might come from the
Yeah, that
right?
would walk right up to the stage
stage?
like that.
I said that from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand
There
that.
should have been somebody in security keeping an eye on what was going on, because even if it was somebody just delivering a script,
Yeah.
you don't do that in the middle of a
I
presentation.
brought you a bomb.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, Blossom actor Joey Lawrence married Insecure actress Samantha Cope in a romantic outdoor ceremony. You had that at the ready.
Yes, I did.
Nice.
One more time, Case? Yeah.
In Temecula, California.
Temecula.
Temecula. Where's Temecula?
It's on the coast. It's like Big Sur. I just drove through it.
Oh, nice.
No. I'm sorry. It's south of. It's north of San Diego, south of LA. I was thinking of another
Okay.
place. Yeah. You know who just bought some land in Temecula is our friends, the Van There people.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they may be
Settling.
What?
They bought some
Yeah.
land.
It's a good
and-
place to stop.
Yeah. So it's got like ocean views. Anyway, back to you,
I
Preston.
heard
So-
that they bought a doggy safe for that place.
What's a doggy say?
Didn't we?
That's a cat.
Oh, Kathy wasn't here.
No,
for
she
that.
wasn't here.
Oh, you
That's
missed out,
right.
Kath.
He already did this one?
Yeah, he did it. Yes.
Oh, you weren't there for that.
He said it, and there was like no one took the bait, and so it just laid there for about 10 seconds.
Oh, God, I wish I was here.
And I actually said, I'm so glad Kathy's not here.
So Joey Lawrence said, it just feels so right. Life can be
Do you owe her hand?
Life can be challenging at times, but when God gives you the right person, it's worth it. Cope and Lawrence met in 2020 when they both starred in the Lifetime movie My Husband's Secret Brother.
Oh.
The couple spoke with people days before their wedding and said from day one, it was such a safe place to be myself. Cope said he loves everything about me and celebrates all those weird quirks about me. I was so blessed to be in a position to receive that. 2 weeks in, I was like, I will be with you forever.
No.
So they got married.
Joey Lawrence was a big heartthrob on Blossom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good-looking dude.
Yeah, good looking. Yeah, all the brothers are good looking.
I was concerned to see this morning. Danny Bonaducci
Yeah.
is feeling the love as he faces, quote, a mystery illness. On Sunday, the Partridge Family star shared a Facebook post penned by his sister, Celia Bonaducci, who announced that the actor is addressing a health concern. She wrote, many of you have reached out to see what's going on with my brother Danny. Thank you. Along with Dairy Queen dipped cones and your messages, he is feeling the love. And we are not being coy when we say that this is a mystery illness. In layman's terms, his balance sucks. It super sucks.
Oh, wow.
And all the great medical minds of Seattle are at work trying to solve this conundrum. We will keep you posted. Please remember that while he is a public figure, he is also my well-loved brother. He posted a picture of himself. He looks really skinny.
Yeah.
Which is, he was always he was very big time into fitness.
Yes.
And was always pretty, thick and stacked. And but he looks like he's sick. He shared a similar sentiment, writing on Twitter. Thank you for all the well wishes. It really means a lot to me that so many of you have reached out. On Friday, the 62-year-old announced on Twitter that he was taking a temporary leave from his radio show due to his illness. He has been on the Danny Bonaducci and Sarah Morning Show in Seattle, station KZOK, since 2011. He wrote, some news to share. I'm taking a temporary medical leave from my radio show, and I'll share more when I know more. I'm still working towards receiving a diagnosis. What I know is I need time to focus on my health. I love my job and talking to you guys, and I'll be back on the air soon. So he shared a photo of himself walking with a cane.
We always liked Danny. He was always a really good guest. Even when he was competition here in Philadelphia, we'd see him at an event. Hey, man.
Yeah, we had a moment with him at an event at at a police event, and he came up to us, and he was working at WYSP, so he was direct competition.
Yeah.
And he came over and we started talking, and he goes, man, the higher ups over there, he said, they told me they want me to come right after you guys.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not going to do that. He's like, that's stupid. He goes, you guys haven't done anything to me. I'm not going to do anything to you. And we were like, thank you.
Yeah.
Same thing. We don't do that. We don't play that stupid beat up on the competition game thing. And he was really cool.
He's a fan of radio.
Yeah,
No, he is.
yeah, very much so.
He roots for
Here in
radio.
Philadelphia a couple
Yeah.
times, and yeah.
And man, does he have stories. Oh,
Holy
my
Jesus.
God, does he have stories. So we wish Danny the best, and hopefully we'll find out soon what's going on with him, and he'll be on the mend. Priscilla Presley is an instant fan of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis Presley biopic.
Oh.
Yeah, the late King of Rock, his ex-wife, gave the film titled Elvis her seal of approval, raving about Luhrmann's vision and Austin Butler's performance as the titular rock legend, as she was treated to a private screening recently.
So it's done in the Baz Luhrmann style. So there's contemporary music mixed in and around the whole deal with even Elvis stuff, and it's I loved The Great Gatsby that he did. I loved that. It's way over the top, but it works for me, so I'm very excited to see this.
So she wrote, for those curious about the new film, Elvis, Baz Luhrmann, the director, provided a private screening for me and Jerry Schilling at Warner Studios recently. This story is about Elvis and Colonel Parker's relationship. It is a true story told brilliantly and creatively that only Baz and his unique artistic way could have delivered. Austin Butler, who played Elvis, is outstanding. Of course, Tom Hanks plays Colonel Parker. She said, halfway through the film, Jerry and I look at each other and we said, wow, bravo to him. He knew he had big shoes to fill. He was extremely nervous playing this part. I can only imagine. Tom Hanks was Colonel Parker in this film. What a character he was. There were two sides to Colonel. Jerry and I witnessed both. I'm not sure who Jerry
So Jerry would be
Jerry
one of the
Schilling is.
Oh, okay, that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, if you could, Nick, if you wouldn't mind looking up who Jerry Schilling was or is.
Is any of the Memphis Mafia still around?
Well, Steve, he was a part of the Memphis Mafia.
There we go.
Yeah, and he is still around. And so he's portrayed in the movie by Luke Bracey. I don't know who that actor is. But yeah, Jerry Schilling was with Elvis's camp for a long time.
I guess the most famous member of the Memphis Mafia was that guy Red.
So Red,
And he was an actor. He's in Roadhouse.
yeah, Red taught Elvis karate.
Right.
And Red had an affair with her. With
Priscilla.
Yeah, Priscilla.
I don't think it's pronounced karate, Steve. I think it's karate.
Yeah. Only two kinds of people know karate. Me and the Chinese.
Yeah. So the story, as we know it, this is what she went on to say. The story, as we all know, does not have a happy ending, but I think you will understand a little bit more of Elvis's journey, penned by a director who put his heart and soul into many hours into the film. The first trailer for Elvis dropped in February, giving a glimpse at Butler in the role of a lifetime and Hanks as Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, as well as Australian actress Olivia de Jong. She is playing a young Priscilla.
Interesting.
By the way, Priscilla previously opened up to people about adjusting to married life with the iconic musician and his hordes of female fans. She said, my God, I had to learn everything. She said, women gravitated to him. So I would be nervous when he had to go places alone. And I would even go with him to get his teeth cleaned. I always had an eye on him because everyone in the world was after him.
And number 2 is look out, man. Look at that. They're coming at you. You see that? It's called karate, man. And only 2 kinds of people know it. The Chinese and the king. And one of them is me.
You're the king.
Oh, see, on the Memphis, they want a nice little bit of honey and a little bit of June bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, on the wall somewhere around.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. See, on there now. Come around. See, well, so, look out, man. Okay, some long game or something, man.
Well, thanks, Elvis.
Well, I'm on it, man. Come on. Let's go.
Come on, brother. What the was he talking about?
Jack White as Elvis Presley.
That's great.
And the Dewey, it's called Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. If you've never seen that, it's goofy. It's slapstick, but it is a scream, man. And he is great in that. By the way, Priscilla, first met Elvis when she was 14. In
classic story.
1959.
When you were Rochelle, she was 9, right?
The pair later got married in 1967 before divorcing in 1973.
I just made a sweetheart of her, honey.
And they shared daughter Lisa Marie Presley, who is 54.
Who's that pretty little guy sitting in that seat in the back of the car?
Oh, man.
Man, she's
little
looking
bitty
really
seat.
good. Little one with the extra buckles, man.
Stop.
Oh, man. Very seductive the way you're using that sippy cup.
Yeah, look out, man.
Look out, man.
And number
That
2 is
sippy-
look out, man. Look.
You got the coolest ass chair sitting there back of the car, man, with that extra buckle.
This isn't funny.
I like the way you say buckle.
Elvis like buckles.
All right, we're going to play the clips now. Here we go. He did. He had really big belt buckles, if you remember. Like,
Look at the size of his buckle.
thing is huge, man. All right, Girls 5 Eva follows a one-hit wonder girl group from the 90s who reunite when they are sampled by a younger rapper. However, this time around, it's not so easy. In this clip, series creator Meredith Scardino shares what it was like to use music as comedy.
Working on Kimmy Schmidt, we had Titus Andromedon who would sing everything. So we were always writing absurd songs for him, like when he's in a fevered state and sings that crazy song about Trident gum. Those kind of things were always so fun to me.
Really?
Yeah. Season 2 of Girls 5 Eva premieres on Peacock this Thursday. Here's our next clip. Star Trek, Strange New Worlds.
Ooh.
Yet another Star Trek series, but only this time they explore the new worlds around the galaxy. And in this clip, Uhura actress Celia Rose Gooding shares what it's like to play this world-renowned character. Here we go.
A little intimidating sometimes, but all around just exciting. And I can't wait to share this young Uhura with fans that have already known her, with fans that are still getting to know her, because we don't have a lot of background about her in the original series. And so it's an incredible opportunity to sort of fill in the gaps that were left due to a underdevelopment of character.
I'm interested to see her. I'm a fan of the Zoe Saldana Uhura.
Yes.
She's fantastic.
So for
as her.
you, Preston, a Star Trek fan, as am I, and this is Captain Pike's story.
Yes.
They had a bit of this a story arc run on Discovery, which was
okay.
and Picard has gotten, but this is a return to the original sort of series design, going to different planets, exploring different worlds, strange new worlds. And the guy playing Pike is so damn good and so charismatic, and you have a lot of the original crew. I'm really looking forward to it.
The only name I recognize is Rebecca Romaine, who's going to be in this, and
As herself.
The rest of the crew will have to meet. Probably seen them in other things, but I don't know their names right off the bat because Nick has pulled up. There's a guy that was in Dune, Babs. I can't pronounce his name. His last name is really long. I'm not familiar with the actor, but he was great at Dune.
Tito?
Played Jamis. No, it is Ulusan Mokun. I guess is how you say his name. Anyhow, cool. Excellent. I'm all for some new Star Trek, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, there you go. By the way, the first episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds premieres Thursday on Paramount+. And that is our entertainment report for this morning. Failed to mention this. It's Tattoos Day. Hey! We're giving away a President Steve tattoo for a winner today. And all you have to do is text word tattoo to 39333 to be in the running for it. It's a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. And if you would like to go in person and check them out, please do. 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. And if you want to see their samples, you can visit floatingworldtattoos.com or check them out on Instagram at Floating World Tattoo. So we will give that away sometime today. At the end of the show, actually, is when we'll do it. Let's take a break. Come back in just a second with a little bit of forward momentum on this Tuesday morning. We won't be gone long, so make sure you stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Is she naked yet in any of those episodes? Emilia Clarke?
Yes.
I forget how that proceeds early on in the series.
Well, she goes into a scalding hot bath.
Right.
Full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
I do like it.
And Khal Drogo plows that at one point.
Well, yes, he does plow that.
So,
Yeah, well, he
so
is
you're
a
saying
farmer.
the nakedness, though, drops dramatically after like third or fourth season?
Yeah, it's still there, but
All right.
but yeah, it's still.
She comes back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
She got just a wonderful beef.
Reach, you're not far off, man.
Nice beaver.
She's not like one of these workout feeds where things kind of look splayed all the time. Wow. Just natural.
All right, so
Speaking of beaver, I got to show you guys something. later.
Where did you come from?
I know. I got. It's a picture.
okay. Well, yes.
Later.
Okay.
That's just the reminder.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
everyone.
Jot that down.
Okay.
Jot that
I'm
down.
writing it right down right now. Kathy
not my
has
beaver.
pic to show us.
The beaver pick.
I wasn't this excited when Adrian's men came on the show.
Before we do the bizarre file, I should play that piece of audio.
Okay, it's real short.
It's very, very quick. It's not an audio illusion or anything like that. But do you know? We don't know where this is. Graduation ceremony. It looks like a college graduation.
It was
ceremony.
college graduation,
And as you walk up, this is your moment. This is your family is there. It's your time to shine. You get your name said with the thousands of people in attendance. You walk across the stage. You grab your diploma that you've worked so hard for
And paid a lot for.
paid a lot for it. This is the culmination.
And as you're walking, they announce your name.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
This is legit.
Julie
Too legit to
Jerkoff.
quit.
Wait, one more time. One more time. Quiet, everyone, please. It's her moment.
Yeah.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Oh my God.
Forgive me.
Julie Jerkoff, forgive me. Julie Handjob, forgive me. Julie Handy, forgive me. Julie Blumpkin, forgive me. Julie Dirty Sanchez. Oh my God.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
You know what, though? That's better than just having your name read that most people are missing anyway.
You know she was called Jerk Off throughout all her life.
It had to have been a nickname at some point, or friends. called her that.
Julie Jerk Off.
Yeah.
Or Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
If you think about it,
Julie Oh my God, I can't believe I said that.
Or that professor won a nice bet.
yeah.
Said she would do it. And she
Julie
did.
Salad Tosser. Oh, it's not even close.
If you think about it, in high school, she probably had jerk off as a, I wouldn't even say a nickname. You know, they made fun of her.
Maybe
and,
even her
you know,
friends would call her
Yes.
that because it's such an obvious. But
And then she gets to college where everybody matures a little bit and she loses the jerk off
But you
for
know
a
what?
couple of years.
it's
and
clear.
then boom.
Kirkhoff is I mean, you can come into that Kirkhoff.
Dude, she's getting her master's degree. It's a
Oh,
Master of
geez.
Science degree as she goes up and hears.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Well, and she doesn't. If this is the actual video that we're watching, she doesn't even flinch. The girl, Julie.
You know what? When they're doing it,
you
couldn't even hear.
You're so excited, and
Yeah.
you're just your focus is walk forward, shake hand, take diploma, walk off. Jerk off.
Jerk off.
Julie
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Well,
You did very well, Miss Jerkoff.
And she sounds so sweet. The
I
woman
know,
reading the
I know.
names.
Please come up to the microphone, Julie Jerkoff, and tell everyone how you achieved your success.
Forgive me.
It's the jerk-off way, I think, that we can all emulate.
Oh, my God.
But there's countless names like that that are being butchered in similar ceremonies going on. In fact, this very weekend, I'm sure,
Absolutely.
there'll be mangled names.
Yep, loads of them. You realize anytime we have a caller named Julie,
Yeah.
we will have to play.
Julie Jerkoff.
It's awesome.
It's the best.
It actually it made my day yesterday when Casey sent that to me.
So, on that one level, is it sort of cool that you have, since she's probably dealt with it her whole life, at least she has a meme now that's attached to her.
Let's see. We have a caller on the line real quick, and I'm going to go to this caller. Hi, caller. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Julie.
Julie Jerkoff.
Thank you, Julie.
Our first Julie Jerkoff.
You're our first to be given the Julie Jerkoff Award. Following explosive fights on social media, Jersey Shore star Ronnie Margot Ortiz, he and his girlfriend apparently are done. He wrote on Instagram, on an Instagram story to Jen Harley.
Yeah, he's a real silver-tongued devil.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Note to self, can't turn a natural-born hoe into a housewife.
Damn.
If you find them in the gutter, then leave them in the gutter.
Note to self.
Yeah. Ronnie later apologized, writing, I want to apologize.
I love you.
Earlier to my fans and especially to Tater Tot Kitty.
Really?
Tater Tot Kitty?
That's somebody's handle. I don't know if that's her handle or whatever, but I want to apologize to Tater Tot Kitty.
Dear Tater Tot Kitty, I'm so sorry for those terrible things I wrote.
I writ. He said, I acted out of my gut and not rationally.
I was not rational.
I should have never.
Apologies to you too, Ravioli Ramon.
He said, I should have never acted in such a manner, spelled M-A-N-O-R.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
It's where he lives. That's the name of the place. I should never have acted in such a manner. That's what it says. You pull up Preston, it says, I never should have acted in a manner.
And then he writes, my deepest apologizes.
Wait, seriously?
My deepest apologizes.
A-P-O-L-O-G-I-Z-E-S.
All right.
My deepest apologizes.
My deepest apologizes to Tater Kitty.
The pair welcomed a baby girl named Ariana Sky together less than a month ago.
It was wild to be there in the delivery room. The baby fell out of her butthole.
You remember a while back we had a couple of televangelists who were talking about how they needed a new jet.
Yes.
And they
to
were
spread the word.
Jesse Duplantis.
Yes.
Is his name.
The Duplantis Ministries, right?
Televangelist with a global reach is asking disciples for money to buy a jet that costs $54 million, quote, so we can go anywhere in the world in one stop.
If you're watching the video, he's dressed as I imagine Willy Wonka would dress when he retires.
By the way, well, I'm waiting for Marissa to get the full audio over, but Duplantis' solicitation comes 4 months after another televangelist, the Newark, Texas-based Kenneth Copeland, announced that he had just bought a new Gulfstream 5 jet.
Oh, someone got a little jealous.
I think that's what it is, Steve. I think that's what it is.
Wait a second. What did that son of a bitch just get?
Yeah.
Well, this will not fly in the eyes of the Lord.
I think it's keeping up with the Joneses. The aircraft.
Listen, you insufferable prick. I saw what you just bought, and I'm going to get an even bigger jet. Hallelujah.
The aircraft, when first sold in 1998, carried a $36 million price tag. That's what this other guy
$54 million. You need to understand. You just cannot. You're waiting in line, and you're going through TSA, checking. You're taking your shoes off. That's time wasted from spreading the word of the Lord.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, my.
And then you got the crying kids kicking the back of the seat. I cannot put together a proper homily on a flight with the riffraff, the human filth that populates these various aircraft while I'm trying to get out there and minister to the human filth. That
we got part
funds
one
my
over.
lust for high-end aircraft.
All right, here we go. This is the audio of him pitching this. He made a video of this.
Yeah.
so.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jesse the Planners. Thank you for tuning in to This Week with Jesse. We're going to be talking about aircraft. You know, I've owned 3 different jets in my life, and used them and just burning them up for the Lord Jesus Christ. Now,
Listen to how many times he incorporates the Lord and Jesus Christ into this.
now, some people believe that preachers shouldn't have jets. I really believe that preachers ought to have and go on every available voice, every available outlet to get this gospel preached to the world. Now, I talk about this in a lot of my messages, and I want you to see this if we can, Caleb. Get it back. This is the very first plane that I purchased for the Lord back in December.
The Lord asked me, he said, I need you to purchase the modest aircraft. 1 engine ought to do it with a decent range, something that's comfortable with a couple of seats and a bed. That's what I need you to purchase. I said, Lord, should we not use this money to feed the poor? He says, we'll get to that.
That I purchased for the Lord back in December 1994. And I said where I began. And then the second one I purchased was in January 2004, where I used to be. The one I'm flying right now, and it's been with me 12 years. I purchased it in January 2006, where I am. Now, I want you to get a shot of this one, Caleb. Now, this is the Star Trek.
It's going to crack you up, because this one is just insanely expensive. And the amount of people who could have benefited greatly from the money wasted on this is just off the charts crazy.
And they're showing pictures of him with the camera as they go by.
Now, this is the Star Trek Enterprise. This is where I'm going. Praise God, but I believe
It's got a transporter and everything. In fact, my next purchase is going to be a spacecraft.
Praise God, but I believe in God for. Let me just say.
Wait, this is what I believe in God for?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
That's what I believe, yeah.
I think he says, praise God, but I believe in gospel.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm going.
There.
Praise God, but I believe in God for.
Yeah.
Let me just say
This is what I believe, this is what I believe in God for, so I can fly this way around the world.
Believe in God for a brand new Falcon 7X so we can go anywhere in the world one stop. Now, people say, my Lord, can't you go with this one? Yes, but I can't go at one stop.
Oh, that's it. That's the dilemma. Wait a second. You mean you're going to have to stop?
There's the kicker.
I'm backing that up. Hang on.
Now, people say, my Lord, can't you go with this one? Yes, but I can't go at one stop. And you see, if I can do it with one stop, I can fly it for a lot cheaper because I have my own fuel farm. And that's what's up.
You just said, by the way, on this $54 million jet that it has a 5,000-mile range.
Yeah.
That's not flying around the world with one stop.
It's just...
This is the way to travel. And I know you have issues at home where you can't feed your children. You know, it's hard to cover your bills. But if you ever do get the chance to fly on an aircraft like this, it will open your eyes and make you ask yourself, dear Lord, why don't I have a jet of my own?
Oh, my God. It's the audacity.
Yeah.
The absolute robbing of human beings preying on their faith.
There I was in Zone 3 waiting to load onto the aircraft.
Zone 3.
And I said, dear Jesus, I am surrounded by a sea of human filth that is keeping me from spreading the Lord's word. What can you do for me? Can you hook me up in a $56 million plane? Will get it done nicely. And I can fly in one stop. And it's also economical. Is it very economical? Yes, Lord, it's very economical. You know, they got down there down in the Cabo San Lucas, they got these young ladies that need to hear the word of the Lord.
I need to.
Oh my God!
I need to see this guy in.
Down there, Casey. Let me tell you something. The girls have literally gone wild, and they need the word of the Lord Jesus Christ to tell them that if the tops are coming off, if the tops and pantaloons are coming off, make sure that at some point the Bible opens up.
This is Cabo. Girls Gone Wild
Girls
in Cabo.
Gone Wild in Cabo.
You've seen video.
I have seen video, and I'm distressed. I could get there in one flight. I mean, you just want to punch this guy in the face?
Absolutely.
Oh, you might.
I don't know. I kind of want to join him on his jet.
I wouldn't
This
mind riding
is
along.
my new friend, Kathy Romano, and I believe the word the Lord would use is bodacious.
We're praying together.
Yeah.
I put dildos in my mouth.
And that's how.
That is not very
That's
religious.
akin to saying "open sesame." When this fine young, and she's a broadcaster, I want you to know, so she spreads the word herself. But when she said she put dildos in her mouth, I got to tell you that jet door opened right.
I put dildos in my mouth.
So I thought this one would be a nice, light conversation. Anne Frank.
Yes.
No, but actually, this is actually a little bit of light information about Anne Frank that was recently discovered.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Researchers using digital technology deciphered the writing on 2 pages of Anne Frank's diary that she had pasted. However, we didn't do the connoisseur last week. We'll have to at some point pull that out. But I saw this really interesting article from BuzzFeed, and I know that some people can relate and probably have their own stories to share. But the title of this article was People Are Sharing the Questionable Ways Their Families Cook Specific Foods.
I love when we talk about stuff like this.
And it says, and some are quite frankly crimes. So I'll read a few examples.
Well, one man's crime could be another man's favorite.
That's true.
Right.
And feel free to share if you guys have anything to contribute. Our number is, what is our number?
215.
215-263 WMMR.
Yeah.
1-800-232.
You can call that one if you want.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah. All right,
Who is this?
All right, so I'll start with this one. It says, my stepdad's mom took a stick of butter and used it like a crayon to smear butter all over a raw turkey, and then she put the rest of the stick on the table for rolls.
Oh, yeah, no.
So I've
That'll
actually
kill
seen.
ya.
No.
I've actually seen a device that is like a I don't have to like a clamp for butter. It doesn't have to require a lot of pressure, but the basic gist is you put the stick of butter in it and you slide it around on waffles and pancakes.
Yeah, we have one called a ButterBot.
Oh, okay.
And and it looks like a little robot.
Yeah.
And you stick it inside there, and you take off his little R2D2 head.
Yeah.
And the butter sticks out the end there, and it's actually curved a bit so it fits on corn on the cob.
This is not the butter you're looking for.
And it's really great for corn on the cob.
Casey, this would be perfect for your issue, your problem of getting butter in each square of a waffle.
No, it wouldn't.
Why?
Because
I think it would.
Right?
Especially if you heat it up a little bit.
This is not what we're looking
No,
at.
no,
If
I
you're
know
looking
that.
at a video, that's
These
not
are
what it
not
is.
your butter dispensers.
Yeah. So anyhow, but using that on raw poultry
No.
and
Then putting
serving
it
it
out?
to
No.
family,
No.
You could get deathly ill.
you get very, very sick. All right, here's another one. This says, my mom once had a meltdown in her kitchen when she saw me cooking an egg in a skillet. She likes to cook her eggs in the microwave until they're rubbery and tinged with gray, and she insists that this is the only way to do it.
She's a lunatic.
I actually didn't even know you could cook an egg in
Oh
a
yeah,
microwave.
you can do it, but it turns out
It's gross, right?
Yeah, you don't get a soft center on the yolk. You get a kind of hard, almost a boiled type of thing.
I mean, even I can do an egg in a skillet. Come on.
Hang on a second here. This one says, not exactly cooking. This is a text. It says, not exactly cooking, but my mom cuts pizza with scissors.
Oh,
I've heard
no,
of
I've
that.
heard
I
that
have
too.
heard of that. Yes.
I've seen it too.
I worked for a family who owned a pizza shop. They owned a very successful, still successful pizza shop down the shore. And when their kids were little, they would bring the pizza home for dinner and they would cut it up into like little pieces for a baby, but they would do
Okay.
it with the scissors.
Okay.
Do you do the same thing we do? So with our deli meat, we'll use hole punches and put them into a binder.
a 3-ring binder? I haven't tried that, but that's awfully efficient. Saves some
Where's the liverwurst book?
Marissa?
I feel like the scissor things comes from Italy. Like when you're in Rome, they have these long pizzas and they cut them with scissors.
Okay.
Do you
So
think
that's maybe where that comes
I don't
from.
know.
on that note, do you think that pizza tastes slightly different if you eat it with a knife and a fork than
Yeah, it's not as
Taste
good.
different? No.
yeah.
I mean, it's a different eating experience, but I don't think it tastes different.
I think
don't-
psychologically-
but like the bite and the.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. I don't. Preston's probably right. No, it's not
No,
going to taste different.
there can't be any change in the taste, but yet I perceive one.
It kind of feels like it is. Yeah.
All right, so a few more examples. We'll go to some phone calls if you guys have them. How about this one? I love this. One of my relatives deep fries things and then puts them in the air fryer to make them, quote, less oily.
Wait.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Then they go on and say, then there's my aunt who buys takeaway fried chicken, fries it again at home just before serving it to her guests. She says the outside is too dry and not oily enough.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
So she refries fried chicken.
Did everyone have a heart attack?
Oh, my
Is everybody
God.
good?
Oh, that is the best. This one says, once we watched my wife's grandma dice an onion by slicing rounds with the peel still on, like you do for burgers. She would peel each slice one by one and then finally chop it all with a steak knife.
Huh.
So that's way off. I watch people dicing onions.
I need help.
And I sip. Oh, Casey, I'll give you the full
Please do.
tutorial. It is so easy to do.
I do not know how to cut an onion.
Really?
Not properly.
There's a process.
Well, can you give us a quick verbal tutorial?
I would. Okay, so you cut off the base, the bulb end, and then you cut off the top. You turn it sideways, lie it on one of the flat ends. You cut it in half. You take the peel, the outside layer off. Then you flip it back over on the flat edge like this.
Where it's like round and...
No, on the flat side.
On the
Okay,
flat edge where it
yeah.
lies now. And then, Casey, so here's the onion. It's like an arc this way, okay?
Correct.
Then you slice it 3 times this way.
Okay.
And you slice it 3 times this way. And then you go boom, 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 and it's all chopped up.
Are you a fan of chopping devices?
No.
A lot of chefs say no to those, right?
No, you don't need... It takes up room in the kitchen, and all you need is a knife. But what you do need to know are the proper techniques. And all you have to do is learn them once, and you got them.
So at some point, I'd seen a YouTube video that described how to cut a pineapple, Preston, and we had a fresh pineapple in the house. I think I misremembered how to cut that pineapple.
Oh, really?
Because it's that main part in the middle, the stem, the core of it. And I cut that off.
Yeah.
And I cut the outer layer, the prickly part off. And I was cutting what I thought was correct, and yet that part of the core. Do you do
still
core?
solid?
Yeah,
still
hard? Solid. Or was that just me not cut? Was that me cutting
I didn't
it too
cut
soon?
it all out.
All right.
I mean, you need to cut it into quarters and then just slice the. There'll be like a wedge, and that sharp part of the wedge is the core, and then you just cut it off that.
I
way.
effed it up.
Then you're good to go.
Steve, I hate to bring it back to this, but
no.
A listener texted this in, so thank you, random listener. Apparently, in the movie Cobra, starring Sylvester Stallone,
We're watching the video.
He uses scissors to cut pizza.
He's eating cold pizza.
Hey, pizza.
And he cuts it with scissors.
You're the pizza, I'm the scissors.
That's where that whole thing with that cult. They were scissor. They were pizza.
They cut their pizza with scissors.
No, they cut theirs with axes. If you remember.
Clang, clang.
But Casey, I'll. You know what? I could bring in an onion. Maybe you know what? Maybe we'll do a demo day for the connoisseur sometime.
Thank you for calling Cobra's Pizza.
We'll show you a couple things. He's got a pizza shop now.
Slices.
Would that be like a version of show and tell?
All of the drivers wear mirror shades and have a matchstick in their mouth.
Yeah. You hungry or what?
Yeah.
And actually, the pizza is put in a barber's chair, Preston, and then he walks around.
All right, here's some other things that people do, interesting ways they cook things at their home, questionable ways. Here's another entry that says, my mom said that cooking the turkey on Thanksgiving Day was too much work when you're hosting, too. So she would cook the bird weeks in advance, carve it, and then freeze it.
You might as well, no.
May as well just go to the deli and buy turkey that way. It's not part of the, Thanksgiving experience that way.
I'm getting the borderline criminal aspect of this whole thing.
But
That's just, the whole purpose is to have that fresh turkey.
Listen, I cooked a turkey for the first time in my life. Like, I did it on
this Thanksgiving just passed, right?
And I did a great job. Dude, it's not that much work.
No.
You prepare the beginning, right? You do that in the morning, you stick it in the oven, and then you got the rest of the day to do everything else. Like, it's really not that difficult.
Agreed. I like this one a lot. It says, my family calls every small grain-like food in large quantities rice.
Wait, what?
Quinoa, that's rice. Couscous, that's rice too.
Couscous.
So
I love couscous.
They just call it rice.
By the way, couscous is like 1,000% superior than quinoa.
I am I'm a quinoa fan.
I'm not saying I don't
totally
like
different.
quinoa.
It's completely different.
It's better. I mean, if you're going
it's
for...
like pudding is the best version of steak.
But that's like saying you like pasta better than rice.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's more like saying you like risotto better than rice.
And milk duds.
No, so, well, couscous is a pasta, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Quinoa is a grain, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
So they're two different things. So,
Okay.
so rice and risotto are both grains.
Your quinoa's in my couscous.
Your couscous is in my quinoa. I kind of liken them to be almost the same thing, even though they're not.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so you're like these guys.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another one that says, my mother-in-law proudly makes this one very specific chunky salsa, and it has raw diced carrots in it. I have no idea where she got that recipe from, but it's bland, it's watery, and way too crunchy.
I had carrots in a salsa one time, and
Were they raw?
Yeah, chopped raw carrots. And when I saw it, I was like, "No, this is going to be terrible." It wasn't bad, and I don't know why it was done. Like maybe for nutrition reasons or whatever. I was not completely turned off by it.
Do you know what? I pretty much hate carrots. I don't hate, but I find them bland. And the only thing, but however, I love carrot cake.
Yeah, well, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not really carrots.
Now, are you talking about?
There are carrots diced up in it.
Just are you talking about like raw carrots,
Yeah,
or do you
steamed
like
carrots.
them
Nah, baby carrot. I'm not a big
roasted?
fan. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we need to roast some for you in some good olive oil.
I love carrots.
I
yeah.
do too.
Any
I
form.
could eat them with every meal.
Mhm.
Yep. So let's go to some phone calls. I want to go to Frank. We're talking about questionable way things people prepare things in their kitchen at home. Hi, Frank. Good morning.
Good morning, it bitches.
Good morning. What's up, buddy?
All right, this infuriates me, and I'm about to ruin everybody's morning. My fiance's aunt, she prepares soup separately, as in if she made chicken noodle soup, there's chicken in one pot, broth in one pot, noodles in one pot, and then vegetables in another pot. That's not how you make soup. That's not how you make soup.
So she makes them all separately?
The reason for it is so that you get individual flavors of everything. No.
Frank,
I'm sorry for
I
yelling.
feel your passion. Absolutely, because the big thing about soup is all those ingredients together blend, and they spend time together.
Yeah.
The longer you let soup sit like that, the better it tastes.
That's insane.
That's crazy, Frank. Have you ever confronted her on this?
Yes, and then she's big and mean and Italian. I don't know.
Frank, that's insane. Does she do like when she makes a cake? Does she prepare the separate ingredients separately?
Right, it's like taco night, but with soup. So you just walk up and then you just put everything into your bowl. And
That's kind of funny.
Yum, yum. I'm really happy to be married into this family. I can't take it.
All right, Frank, good luck to you, sir. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Oh, my God.
That's crazy, man.
That's too funny. So here's another one that says, once we watched my wife's grandma dice an onion by, oh, wait, I already said that one. Never mind. There was another onion one coming up a little bit later on. This one says, I brought my mom and a niece to a nice restaurant in Boston and interpreted the menu for them. It was in Spanish, and I could make out most of it, and we played it safe considering their plates, but also ordered a few things for them to try. Adventure in food and culture is important for my kids. My mom screamed, "Ooh, gross," like a child in the middle of the crowded dining room, all because I said that there were anchovies in the Caesar salad as they brought it out to the table.
Isn't that a standard part of Caesar salad?
Yeah,
anchovies.
The dressing is made
right.
with anchovies, but she probably didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
She got a little freaked out by that whole thing.
Ooh, there's carrots in this carrot cake.
Right. All right, let me go to Adam. Hey, Adam, good morning.
Morning, guys.
What's up, Adam?
My fiance's mother will put whole chicken breast into the oven with like an inch worth of olive oil and no seasoning and just let it cook in there for like an hour.
Wow.
My fiance suggested that I learn this recipe.
What's to learn?
Wait, let me take notes.
Yeah. So, Preston, would there be any reason to prepare chicken that way?
If you maybe were going to add it to something else, but they just eat it like that, Adam?
It's the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. They pull it out of the oven, they cut it up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it looks great." I'm looking at it, I'm like, did she forget to put like salt, pepper, like any kind of seasoning on this thing? I came home from work one night and it was just sitting there on the counter. I'm like, yes.
Are they treating it like Preston, like focaccia bread, where you're dipping it in the?
Everybody just takes a piece and then they dip
dips it in the olive oil.
Oh man, that's super duper bland. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it. Yeah, you would do that if you're going to add it to something else, maybe. But even then, you at least want to give it a little bit of salt and pepper, you know? Something in there. Let's see here. This one says, my mother-in-law. These
It's
are
all mother-in-laws.
questionable ways that they prepare things in their kitchen. My mother-in-law cuts every single vegetable up with a paring knife. Now, a paring knife is really small.
Yes.
She said it's horrible watching her struggle to cut large items like potatoes and onions. But she just sits there and insists that a small knife makes it go faster.
Yes.
But then again, he says she also boils chicken in water in the microwave and eats it too. Boy, that's about as bland as you can get too.
So smaller tools will make the job go quicker. So like a really tiny lawnmower.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Try that.
Yeah.
It'll speed things
I'm
up
gonna
quite
cut
a
my
bit.
time in half.
No. You need a nice big knife.
No, I'm going to dig out this pool with a spoon.
For some things. And by the way, always sharpen your knives. I think the rule is a dull knife cuts people. A sharp knife doesn't, because a dull knife won't. You can move.
Jump. Yeah.
It'll skip around and not cut cleanly, and you can cut yourself.
What are your kitchen knives of choice? Are you using the Guy Fieri?
Yeah. We have the Guy Fieri.
They're pretty amazing.
Yeah, we got what's called the Battle Station from Guy, and we've had it for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years or something like that.
Yeah.
They're really good knives.
We
I
just
like
got those colored ceramic knives.
How are they?
I love them.
Because I see them advertised on QVC occasionally, and the guy who appears to be a chef seems to really love them.
Yep.
Very sharp?
Yeah.
Okay. One last quick question. Do you have to sharpen those ever? I don't think so, right?
I don't know. You're asking this guy over here.
I don't. I've never dabbled in ceramic knives, so
right?
I'm not really sure if they need to be sharpened or not. Here's another one. It says, my stepfather's an absolute toddler about food. A literal 60-year-old man who still throws tantrums when my mom doesn't make him what he wants for dinner. One of his normal practices is to eat slices of white American cheese straight from the packages. Sometimes he just takes slices out of the package and stuffs them in his mouth. And I think these are the individually wrapped ones.
Yes.
Because he goes on to say he spent all of last summer insisting that every pack of cheese that my mom got was bad, but they were all totally fine. Our conclusion, we think that for the first time in his life, he actually smelled the cheese before inhaling it. So if it wasn't wrapped tightly in that package, because those, like the Kraft ones, like they barely have any scent to them at all. And you get a real cheese, it's going to have a really strong scent to it. All right, Tony has a crazy way of making soup. We're going to go to Tony. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. What's up?
All right. So someone else was talking about making soup separately.
Yes.
I have a texture thing, so I don't like I like the taste of the soup greens, like celery and onions and things like that, but I can't stand the texture. So I boil them in the broth, and then I strain them out, and then I kind of pulverize them into their own soup, and then I add it back into the broth, and then I boil the noodles, and then I add the chicken.
Okay. So you don't like texture of vegetables, so you just kind of puree them and make them into a liquid.
Yeah.
Okay. You're still going to get the flavor. That's interesting.
That's
I
probably
guess.
a Bill Weston way, right?
Yeah. So you know what? In fact, here's this same one. It says, my dad hates the texture and taste of most vegetables. He passed this down to my brother and me. So my mom always made us this awesome salsa that was completely pureed.
Yeah.
I was very confused by chunky salsa when I was old enough to notice it at other people's homes.
Huh.
I didn't know people didn't like the texture. Well, I guess, yeah, like Rochelle.
Texture's a big thing.
The reason she doesn't like mushrooms is the texture of them.
Me too.
She can handle the flavor. She can get mushroom flavored stuff, but if she gets the pieces,
It's like
I've been on that roller coaster with avocados. So I like avocados I initially liked. And then I did not like them. I did not the texture, and now I kind of like the taste, so I can handle. I think I'm coming back as the pendulum swings. But man, yeah, there was a period like I couldn't stand the feel of it in my mouth.
What about Kathy, mushrooms? No dice for you?
No, I can't do mushrooms. But I'm okay with the avocado. Like I don't.
I know. That's kind of slimy too. It's a little different.
It's a little different. Yeah, the
It's
mushroom
offensive.
is so. Yeah, I don't know.
Avocado's
It's so
almost
slimy.
creamy in nature.
Yes, and I'm okay with creamy.
I'm okay
stuff.
with
Yeah, say it clearly and into the
I'm
microphone.
okay with creaming.
What about mushroom flavor in general? You don't like it either, or?
I don't know that I would hate it. I don't. What would be mushroom flavored?
Do you
I don't
like
know. I don't think
sauteed
I've-
mushrooms like a hamburger?
Oh yeah, I do.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely. So like a cream of mushroom soup. You know, I mean, there are
no,
little
but there
pieces,
are chunks in there. Yeah, no, I can't
but they're
do it.
very, very.
What
tiny.
about split pea soup? Something like that.
Oh, I'm okay with
Yum.
that. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Casey's not good on.
My wife despises it, and I love it.
Yeah, the only one I've ever had is like a canned split pea soup.
Oh, you haven't
if I
had the
had
real
it
thing.
homemade,
You got to
I
have
think
free
maybe.
range.
Yeah.
Speaking of canned, hang on a second. Here was a one that said, my mother has entire cookbooks dedicated to cooking in the microwave, and she thinks that there are only two ways to cook vegetables. One, place frozen vegetables onto a dish, add water and margarine, microwave until mush. Two, dump canned vegetables and liquid from a can into a pot, add margarine, heat, and microwave until slightly warm. I only realized that I actually liked vegetables for the first time I tasted fresh green beans that had been lightly sauteed with olive oil, garlic, and salt. So some people, if you grow up on the canned or frozen stuff, you don't know the majesty, the wonderful.
That would have held true with a couple of like pineapples. Again, I only had canned pineapples when I had fresh. Like, well, a whole new world.
Right. But Casey, yeah, we'll have to get you some split pea soup. I hated peas when I was a kid. Couldn't stand them. They were disgusting to me. I love them now.
It's the way it goes.
We were talking over the weekend about Brussels sprouts and how they're a revelation these days. But when I was growing up, Brussels sprouts were prepared boiled. And so that was like terrible
It
to
would
me.
blow out your O-ring like nobody's
I
business.
wouldn't even give it that chance. I hated them so much they never made it into my body.
I love them baked.
Like now, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How about this one? When I eat at my in-laws, here's the in-laws again. It's always stressful. They're wild about portion control. My mother-in-law always cooks one potato per person, and they're baby potatoes, like the size of a golf ball.
So, like, you can't have extras.
She said during Thanksgiving, she'll hover around and snatch your plate away the second you're finished. Don't even think about seconds. Remember, one potato per person.
What's that about? Are they? I guess they don't describe whether or not they're very thin.
That's weird. How about I made Christmas dinner once, and my sister deemed the ham trash because I didn't take the bone out. Apparently, Gordon Ramsay wouldn't have done that. And I was deemed unfit for next Christmas dinner, so she took care of it. She cooked a tube of deli ham instead.
No,
tube?
really?
A tube of it?
How's everyone's tube?
How's your tube of ham?
God, that sounds awful.
It's very good. This is good tube.
Let's see. Let's go to Bob. Hey, Bob. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
When I first got with my girlfriend when we were kids, about 18, 19 years old, come home from work, and her mother, she's like, oh, we're going to have spaghetti the poor way. Bunch of soggy-ass noodles with tomato soup poured over top.
Tomato soup?
Soggy-ass noodles with tomato
soggy-ass
soup
noodles.
poured over them? You should have used ketchup.
Well, exactly. Almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, no, that's not even that's just the stupid way.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, man.
I mean,
Appreciate
especially
it.
since you can go to the supermarket. There's tons of marinara already in jars
Yes.
ready to go.
Yeah, costs about the same as soup.
Yeah.
Probably. So, how about Justin? Hey, Justin, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Ed. What's up, buddy?
So, due to that TikTok app, I come downstairs this morning and my son I saw him pouring cereal, but he pours the milk in before the cereal.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Can you divorce your children?
Yeah, he said all the kids in his class do it, and I questioned him. I said that is un-American. We do not do that here.
Well, it's just stupid too because you can't fill up the bowl with cereal. You're just getting a surface layer.
Well, yeah. So apparently, this video says that it helps so the cereal doesn't overflow over the bowl.
What?
I mean, yeah.
Are you that?
You can stop pouring milk at some point, and it will not
can't
overflow.
stop.
I know, right?
Help!
All right, thanks, Justin. My daughter likes to let her cereal sit in milk until it gets all mushy.
Oh, wow.
Not me.
I think I might have been that way when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now it's like if it sits there too long, I don't even want it.
You know what? I've found my ability to buzzsaw through, especially cereal that I like Frosted Mini Wheats or the was it Kanashi? What are the
Kashi?
Kashi. Oh, their stuff is. I can go through like half a box. And like nobody's business. It's just crazy.
All right, one last
That's
one.
why I can't do it.
One last one, and then we got to take a break. This one says, honestly, I'm amazed that my grandfather never got food poisoning. He would frequently leave soup out on the stove for days on end, just heating it back up when he was hungry and letting it cool down for hours or even days before heating it up again.
What was
He
that?
would just leave it there.
What was that story? It might have been debunked at a certain point, but it was the Chinese food that had been left out on a counter.
Oh,
yes. And they thought it was a meningitis case or something like that. And it turned out to not be what caused that guy's illness. You're right. And then this person goes on to say, in the winter, he would store food outside instead of the refrigerator since it was, quote, free to cool it down. Except he continued to do this until it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
No, you don't want to do that.
Maybe the dead of winter, yes.
For safety's sake, you don't want to do that.
I need you to stop talking.
All right, we will stop talking.
Damn it.
Do I need to do this one, Nick?
It's just impressive.
This one says, my mother-in-law makes mac and cheese without milk, just cheese on top in a sheet pan and melts it in the oven. Never, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
She puts it on like a Macintosh computer?
No. Anyhow, there you go. That's what I have for you in this little list. People with questionable ways that their families cook specific foods. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate that. We do have to take a break, but listen, cool thing happening tomorrow night. We have a screening of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Very exciting.
And I have 3 pairs of tickets I can give away. So first 3 callers, 215-263-WMMR. It's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, UA King of Prussia. Movie doesn't even open until Friday. This is a big blockbuster movie.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And let's get you into this exclusive screening. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your chance to win $500 and tickets to the MMRBQ with the concert cash. B-File up 2. Stay there. Of sex, contraception, and prostitution.
Wasn't it Bert Kreischer who got Anne Frank confused with Helen Keller?
Yes,
That's
and actually,
right.
there's an on-running joke about that on a website I go to a lot, which is fark.com, and it's not only Anne Frank and Helen Keller, but they've also thrown in. Oh my God, the pilot.
You're talking about
Amelia Earhart as well.
Sully Erna.
So they always is Sully Erna.
No, Sully.
I thought you said Sully Erna. I'm like, no, I don't think he's a pilot.
I don't know why I immediately when you said pilot, we're clearly talking about women.
I mean, he did land that. It's a good movie.
I don't know why Sully has not brought up the fact that he hid in a
in
Amsterdam during World War II, because that's an even more courageous
and
story.
what blows me away is the dude was blind and deaf and able to land that plane.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, I mean, he landed it in a river.
Well, I
but,
guess
you know.
he doesn't want to puff himself up too much.
All right, so anyhow, let me find something else. I can't wear the earbuds. I have small ear holes.
You can't wear the earbuds?
Yeah, they fall out.
Ooh, your ear holes are so tight.
Tight ear holes.
Oh, man.
That's awful.
Can you fit that in there?
I'm going to work with it. Wait. Yeah.
Wait, ow. No, you're too big. Stop.
You're stretching
Stop.
it out. Your pod is too big.
You're going to tear a hole.
Oh, my God, I'm going to bleed.
Ear lube. I need some ear lube.
Well, what you
I
can
just
get.
gave you an ear pie.
I actually bought these things that were like $2 on Amazon.
I just got that. I'm sorry.
Wait, just got what?
Ear pie.
You ever heard the term cream pie before? Never mind. Go ahead.
I bought these things for like $2 off of Amazon that go around your earbuds, so you can
A C-ring.
Basically, yeah, no, and then so you can wrap regular earbuds.
Yes.
You know,
over the ear,
over your ear. And
Yeah,
you're fine.
they're good. You know, honestly,
Listen, I want to be able to wear earbuds.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Well,
You know,
maybe you should
Preston-
let
so Preston-
Steve stretch them out for you.
yeah, I'll stretch them out because I can really, unpack it.
If you're just tuning in here at One Bala Plaza, the studios of WMMR, as well as our sister stations, they're doing some remodeling, and they're going to move some of the stations. We're kind of consolidating our areas, moving from downstairs to upstairs. So they're doing complete remodeling, which means demo has been going on, demolition of the various offices. And when we got wind that they were going to be destroying Bill Weston's office, we said,
We had to.
You got to let us take a swing or two.
Well, my helmet's on the ground, but that's okay.
Wendy, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
This is great.
Here's Johnny!
That is awesome.
Oh my God, look at this.
Oh my God.
Bill's mailbox.
There we go. Give it to him
Look at
as a
that.
keepsake.
I have the video.
By the way, did we ask Bill if he wanted that?
No.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Bill, do you want this?
Clear the wall.
Oh, nice. She almost
fell on her ass.
backwards. There's another swing at it. She's trying to go out of Bill's office into the sales department. Feels good, doesn't it?
So good.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Kill it, Marissa. Kill it. A lot of rage here, man.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's
She
like,
packs a punch.
It's like watching an angry dwarf.
Had a request from a friend of ours, RC, from Tattoos by RC. His son, Dalton, celebrates his birthday today. And RC wanted me to mention it. We haven't seen Dalton in a while.
I know.
He's been around. He used to come around when he was a kid, and we haven't seen him, but he's
a man now.
Full-grown adult, man.
He was a little kid when he came in to visit the show, and I'm wondering, I mean, how long has time
21?
passed?
I'm guessing he's 21.
All right.
But
Yeah.
that's just a guess. I'll have to check my Instagram message that I got from RC and get back to it. But
It's
this
gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, he can't be that old yet.
Well, he's
All right,
he's
I'll
at
look it
least
up.
20, at least.
Oh yeah. Keep playing that clip over and over until I
Until
get
we
this,
find it.
Steve.
Oh yeah.
Are you looking or are you
I'm
just
looking it
laughing?
up. I have to go into my phone. Oh my God. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
It says here he turns 20 years old.
Oh,
There we go.
not bad.
Booyah!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So far, this is my favorite part of the day.
There we go. It all goes downhill from here.
All right, let's see if we can get an answer to the stupid question. A panda, what is their primary food source? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go to Courtney. Hi, Courtney.
Hi.
Hi, Courtney. What is the panda's primary food source?
Is it bamboo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hang on. Hang on, Courtney. You're gonna. Caitlyn Jenner
Yes.
has 6 kids, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she's.
You're going to be my regular Saturday night thing. Oh, yeah.
I might not make it through the show today.
Caitlin, huh? Thought you'd be bigger. I'm your new cooler.
But she.
Roadhouse with Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh my
There you go.
God.
Pain don't hurt.
No.
Except when they cut your balls off. That was pretty uncomfortable. I'll have to say that did sting.
That pain hurt?
Yeah, that pain sort of hurt. The knife attack at the bar, no, not so much. Cutting my balls off, yeah, that actually pinged a bit.
Can you stick to the script there?
It pinged a bit.
That pain hurt.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the royal wedding was over the weekend. I'm going to touch a little bit on this stuff, and we'll expand a little bit further on it later on. But, of course, it took place on Saturday, and they are officially husband and wife, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They became the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at London's Windsor Castle. The ceremony took place at the Gothic St. George's Chapel at noon, but was no ordinary wedding, even by royal standards.
So there's an Instagram thing that I follow. It's called Fish Dance Party, and what they do is they'll dub Fish concert music over people dancing.
How did I miss this?
No, listen. At one point over the weekend, there was a Fish Dance Party Instagram posting of people coming out, and it looked like they were coming out of the royal wedding. And I was like, this can't be. But I think it was legit. I'm fairly certain what I saw.
Fish music was playing when they were coming out? Okay.
No, but like ridiculous.
A selection from Fish.
I just need to know if I did indeed see Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles come out dancing out of the chapel or whatever.
No, I don't think they were dancing when they walked out.
That is not.
Dude, wait till Prince Charles and Camilla. They're
Casey.
great.
Casey.
I know.
Casey.
What is it?
We're watching this right now. There's
Yes.
no way in hell the royal family would do something like this.
But look at this. They're great lookalikes right there.
They are not even remotely looking. That guy looks nothing like Prince Charles.
I was looking at her.
Oh.
You thought this was real?
I couldn't tell. It was on my tiny little. What is this from, though?
It's a spoof.
It's a
It's a spoof.
Oh my God.
People. Yeah, we're watching this right now. This is it is absolutely absurd that Casey would think that this was legit at the actual royal wedding.
I'm telling you, when Prince Charles and Camilla, the Camilla look-alike, I was like, well, that kind of looks like her.
But Prince Charles,
you know what, Casey? It was.
I knew it.
It was real. Let him have this.
Thank you, guys.
They really are big fish fans.
We are so happy he is back in town. It's been a while since he's been here in this studio, and we know him as Gay Robot. We love him for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Swartzen.
Yeah, everybody
is with us. Good morning, sir.
I'm glad you got my name right and didn't call me Blink 182. you nailed it.
It's that kind of day, Nick.
It is.
Flooding in the streets and in Preston's home.
Dear Lord.
When did your friendship with Adam Sandler begin?
We met on J-Date.
It was J-Date.
Yeah.
So a mistake ended in a lifelong
it was just
friendship.
A lovely turn of events.
That's perfect.
Actually, this goes with answering this question. A lot of people don't even know I do stand up. So this generation now, it's funny because
that's why I wanted to.
They'll come to my
preface.
show and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're really good at stand up."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I've been doing it like 22 years, which is insane." And a lot of people just know me from movies, so it's kind of a bonus when they're like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
You know, it's like Michael Jordan when they're like, go to see him play baseball, and they're like, "Oh, you play basketball? Oh my gosh,
this is a whole other
crazy."
Wait, you're the Michael Jordan of comedy?
No.
Michael Jordan of baseball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Was Chuck and Larry the first movie you did with Adam, or did you do anything before that?
Adam saw my stand-up on Comedy Central.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was in bed with his wife, and he was channel surfing, and he was like, "Oh, it's this kid." And I was a kid at the time, and he wrote my name down and went to the office, and he was like, "Who is this dude?" And a lot of the younger guys were like, "Oh, that's this kid Nick Swartzen. That was my first special." And I used to do jokes about my grandmother.
Oh, I love them.
And so he had a script called Grandma's Boy, and he called my manager, and I had a meeting with him, which was surreal, obviously. And the whole time I just wanted to be like, "Yeah, you." So I didn't do that, and that's why I'm still working with him. But
there's a scene in that movie. Michelle Carmen, who's one of our calendars, is the girl who is across the street.
Moon balloons.
Oh
Yeah, she's from Philly. And it's in one of our calendars. Yes.
I remember Sandler called me up and he goes, "Hey man, I'm doing this movie Chuck and Larry with Kevin James," and I was like, "All right, cool." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a part for you," and I go, "Okay, great." And he goes, "Yeah, you're playing Jessica Biel's brother." I'm like, "That's amazing." And he goes, "Yeah, you're a gay brother." And I was like, "I've been doing a lot of gay stuff." I was on Reno 911 at the time. So I was like 4 or 5 years deep in Reno 911. And he was like, "No, dude, it's not like your character Terry on Reno 911. It's different. It's not that gay." And I show up to wardrobe. I show up to wardrobe, and they put me in like a butterfly outfit with tiny shorts.
Yes.
And I was like, "Yeah, this is way different. Way different."
And then you end up playing in another movie I think is underrated, is Blades of Glory.
Oh yeah.
And you play the stalker.
Yeah.
Who comes up with the conceit that gets
I saved the movie.
Saved the movie, yeah. But that was another gay character.
It was gay-ish.
Gay.
It wasn't like bursting into flames. It was just like half my leg was on fire.
I wanted to ask about your fascination with bats, because we had seen an interview that you love bats. You want to have pet bats or something like that.
What interview is that?
I don't know. It says here he loves bats. Wanted to buy a bat farm in a recent interview.
Did you
That's
want to buy?
insanity.
That's not
That
you.
is completely false. Bats are horrifying. I want nothing to do with bats.
So who
You never said that in an
who
interview?
grabbed the
I
piece of
probably
information?
did, but I do a lot of mushrooms.
Who grabbed the piece of information about the bat farm?
I don't know what could possibly have happened there.
In your data sheet.
Bats are literally horrifying. I remember when I was growing up, I lived in an apartment with my mom, and there was a bat in the house. and me and my mom are freaking out, and they make a weird high-pitched sound. They're horrifying.
Unlike anything you've ever heard, and they're making their location sound, their echolocation. You know it the second you hear it. Oh,
Yeah, you know the second you hear it. And me and my mom freaked out, and we hid in her bedroom. We didn't know what to do because it's like, it's like, do we call the police? Like, I don't know what to do. And the bat they can fit under, like you said, this tiny sliver underneath the door.
That's all they need.
It was like a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it came in, and it made this weird sound, and I just end up killing my mom and eating her. And
Okay,
I just didn't want her to live through that.
So it's the absolute
All right.
antithesis
The love of bats is incorrect.
Now, here's your concert cash keyword.
It's social, SOCIAL. You have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter that. There are 3 ways for you to do it. You can text it the special contest short code number, which is 45911. Or if you'd also like to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, enter it via the MMR app or at WMMR.com. And one random entry wins $500 in this company-wide contest. And all MMR winners receive 2 free tickets to the MMRBQ. Winners get a call from our company, Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by AAA Distributor. So the word again is social. All right, come and get that money. Do it right now. Let's have a look at traffic, see what's going on. Kathy, what's up so far?
So we've got stopped traffic on the Schuylkill Expressway, but from what I'm seeing, it's just volume. So you're stopped westbound between the Boulevard and Belmont. On the eastbound side, that's slowing from the Blue Road into Belmont, Montgomery to the Vine Expressway. 95 southbound jams Cotman all the way through to Allegheny. Once you get to the Vine, westbound is slow 8th to the Schuylkill eastbound, the Schuylkill to Broad. On the Blue Road southbound, you're jammed the Mid-County tolls to the Schuylkill Expressway, also from Broomall to Media. And then on North 95, you're slow from Cotman through to Academy. Pennsylvania Turnpike eastbound at Route 29, there's an accident that's off to the shoulder. Westbound slowing from Willow Grove to Fort Washington. 422 eastbound slows from Oaks to First Avenue. 42 freeway northbound backing up from the Black Horse Pike to 295. 55 northbound jams north of Deptford to the 42 freeway. And then we have this accident on the White Horse Pike westbound. At Warwick Road, the right lane is closed now, so they've been able to reopen at least the westbound direction. Looks like, eastbound is opened as well. And then let's go back to 95 for a second. So we've got a problem here, and this is where that Schuylkill traffic is coming from as well. South on 95, between the Girard Point Bridge and Broad Street, you've got stop traffic here. Only the center lane is open. There's an accident with 2 outer lanes that are blocked, so that's what's causing the delay. This traffic report brought to you by Bally's Atlantic City. They have new slots, new rooms, new restaurants, thrilling table games, and more. Visit Bally'sAC.com. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Before we get to the bizarre file, we have an announcement of sorts from Mr. Nick McElwain. What do you want to announce here, Nick?
So I'm doing this event. I've been nominated to be Man of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society right here in Pennsylvania, which is a really nice honor. And the campaign runs through June 1st. And Casey had an idea for me, which I'm really grateful to Casey. So it's sort of following the model that he set and that Marcus has done, where they've done these bike rides. And so what I'm going to do is a hike and beer. And so the intent here is to hike from Valley Forge National Park along the Schuylkill River Trail all the way into the city of Philadelphia. And then we're going to have a party, which is open to the public. And that'll be the fundraiser portion of it. That'll be the beer portion of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beer portion of the hike.
The hike is it's optional. So if you don't want to join us for a 15 or 16 mile hike from Valley Forge all the way into the city, that's totally fine.
I think that might be kind of, especially for people who clock some miles and are up to it.
It's doable.
And it's also kind of scenic and nice.
It's a pretty hike. You're right, Steve. And so it's flat. It's paved. You know, it's not a difficult hike. It's just a long hike. But we're going to gather the morning of Sunday, May 15th. We're going to gather in Valley Forge at about 8 a.m. and then we're going to hike into the city. But the party is open to the public. Anybody can come. It's $40 at the door. It's at Urban Saloon. Thanks so much to Tim and the entire crew at Urban Saloon. They've donated their place, which is really, really cool. John Dorenzi from Budweiser, local Bud rep, is just awesome. Thank you so much to John. So it's going to be $40 to get in. All of those proceeds are going to go to my efforts to raise money for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The goal here is a grand one. It's basically to end blood cancer. So what we're trying to do is raise as much money as we possibly can for LLS, and that's why I've been nominated for Man of the Year. And this campaign that I've mentioned a few times goes until June 1st. But this is going to be my big fundraiser for the campaign itself. So all the information's up on PrestonandSteve.com, WMMR.com. If you have any questions, please email me. I'd love for you to be a part of the team.
Is there an official halfway point you can join at the hike?
There's many points you can join. If you're doing the Schuylkill River Trail, there are a bunch of different ways.
Honestly, Case, you want to hop on a bike and ride in the city, that's cool. It's just the intent really is to get together, you know, and hopefully it'll be a nice morning on a Sunday, May 15th, a nice morning in the middle of May. But 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Urban Saloon that day. And anybody can come. Mike Jarrett's going to be there. I've invited a whole bunch of other people from, in and around the area. Deuces Rogers from 6ABC is going to stop by as well. So Jim Jackson, if he's not calling a hockey game, he's going to stop by. Obviously, all you guys are invited. And it's charity season. We all have a lot going on. So I'm asking for your money. I'm asking for your contributions. I know there are a lot of asks, but LLS is a great organization. They do incredible things. So thanks for letting me get the word out. And thanks for tolerating these, hammering home these charities messages.
There's a lot of them, but
there are several.
Yeah.
Steve's got an event this weekend. I've got one coming up soon as well.
Totally,
we got all these things that need help, and we want to help them. And it's a lot of information, but if you can, we would certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, and they're all great causes. So thanks for letting me get the message out. Sunday,
Absolutely.
May 15th.
How long is that going to take you think?
5 or 6 hours. So it's,
Okay.
but it's flat, easy, beautiful hike. Schuylkill River Trail, meeting in
Okay.
Valley Forge that morning, Sunday, May 15th.
Excellent. Real quick before we do the bizarre file, all that information's at WMMR.com, as Nick has said. This is a shout out, and it is from Michael Wright. It says, "Hey, Preston, my name is Michael Wright. My wife's name is Robin. On Wednesday,
Robin
May 4th,
Wright?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that Robin Wright, but nonetheless, on Wednesday, May 4th, she'll be finished with her radiation and chemo treatments. After 5 surgeries and 8 weeks of intense chemo and radiation for colorectal cancer, she'll be ringing the bell.
Awesome.
Nice.
And we're both huge fans of your show, and I would appreciate it if you could send her a juicy shart out. And he says, P.S. I have 3 testicles. So here you go as a shart out. Congratulations. Good luck with everything. And we're very happy to hear that news. All right, Bizarre File time.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Mulch Works of Aston. They offer the highest quality mulch and topsoil that's manufactured on site. Delivery or pickup for residential and commercial markets. Visit mulchthis.com. So you may have seen this, man. Boaters discovered a body Sunday on the shore at Lake Mead, and the body was concealed in a barrel near Hemingway Harbor. The National Park Service said that the body was discovered Sunday afternoon. A photo shared showed what looked like skeletal remains in the barrel. The barrel looked to have been stuck in the mud and may have been exposed due to low water levels. A witness, Shauna Hollister, said, "We were docking our boat to go home, and I heard a woman scream. My husband walked over and found the body. His shirt and belt were the only thing that we could see over his decomposing bones."
God.
The National Park Service was working with Las Vegas Metro Police to recover the remains. I got to imagine Lake Mead is probably filled with dead bodies.
Oh, geez.
Well, yeah.
It's Vegas right there, you know. The ongoing severe drought, by the way.
Quite a tally of debt.
The ongoing severe drought is leading to other discoveries in the water. Last week, the top of a water intake pipe was visible above the water surface as the lake level continues to drop. By the way, they measure Lake Mead in elevation.
Yes.
So Lake Mead dropped below 1,056 feet in elevation last Tuesday, less than a week after hitting 1,057 feet the week before. So that's a lot of water that's slipping away.
But I've been actually to Hemingway Harbor. I rented a boat. Like there are only a few harbors in that lake, and that is one of the areas where you can actually rent like wave runners and boats and stuff like that. And it's also kind of like where people will congregate and swim out of. So
Right.
I'm concerned some of our former associates start bobbing to the top.
Yeah, so there's a body in a barrel they found. That's pretty messed up. This is out of Kentucky. Police say a driver ended up in a ditch Wednesday night. Police say the driver was, quote, listening to loud music and wasn't wearing any pants. And they say...
Yeah, you buried the lead on that one.
They could smell alcohol, and the driver, Tammy Stafford, was struggling to stay awake. Police say her speech was slurred. She didn't even realize that she had driven into a ditch.
Well, come on. When Rush comes on, don't you rip off your pants in the car? Yeah.
Good point. Stafford admitted to drinking and could not complete field sobriety tests during a search of her car. They found 3 empty vodka bottles, so she was hitting it pretty hard. A girl was seriously injured in a coyote attack on a beach in Southern California last Thursday night. The attack occurred just north of Huntington Beach Pier on the beach itself. The girl was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but she is expected to survive.
You don't hear a lot of coyote attacks.
No.
Yeah.
And cameras captured footage of the coyote running along the beach. Officers chased it down the beach, but were unable to capture it. The coyote remains at large as of last Friday.
It's technically a beach-otie.
Police say the coyote trapping efforts have ramped up in recent weeks. Last year, a pack of 12 coyotes attacked a woman and her dog in Woodland Hills, California. So
Wow.
I don't really think of coyotes being, that dangerous.
Or at least being afraid of people.
Yeah. Wildlife officials in Colorado report that a bear broke into a vehicle in pursuit of lip gloss.
My lips are so chapped.
The car's interior was destroyed by the curious bear on April 22nd.
I need some aloe vera.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife tweeted there was no food or trash left inside, but there was lip gloss, and its scent was enough to entice the bear to check it out.
Hi, guys.
That's
Thanks
funny.
for checking out my YouTube channel. I really need to get some lip gloss.
Officials went to remind people to officials wanted to remind people to lock doors and remove anything with a scent in order to keep out bears. When Mexican police found a pile of about 150 skulls in a cave near the Guatemalan border, they thought that they were looking at a crime scene and took the bones to the state capitol. Turns out it was a very old case.
Oh.
It took a decade of tests and analysis to determine the skulls were from sacrificial victims killed between AD 900 and 1200.
Wow.
And they found
Those are my skulls.
That was my skull.
150 of them. The police in 2012 weren't being stupid. The border area around the town of Frontera Camalapa in southern Chiapas state has long been plagued by violence and immigrant trafficking, and pre-Hispanic skull piles in Mexico usually show a hole bashed through each side of every skull, and were usually found in ceremony plazas, not caves.
I would like you to check out my skull pile.
But experts say Wednesday the victims in the cave had probably been ritually decapitated and the skulls put on display on a kind of trophy rack known as a zampante. Spanish conquistadors wrote about seeing such racks in the 1520s, and some Spaniards' heads even wound up on them. While usually strung on wooden poles using holes bashed through them, the common practice among the Aztecs and other cultures, experts say that the cave skulls may have rested atop poles rather than being strung on them. And interestingly, there were more females than males among the victims, and none of them had any teeth.
That
either.
seems weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. One last story. A British lawmaker has resigned after he was caught watching porn twice on his phone in Parliament's House of Commons chamber. The 65-year-old Conservative Party member, Neil Parish, had come under pressure to step down from members of his own party. Parish, who had been a member of Parliament since 2010, described...
I apologize to this august organization. I like films in which pizza delivery men arrive at the domiciles of various sorority girls and engage in fornication. For this, I apologize. I will continue to be a fan of pizza, but less so of open pornography.
He described what he did as a moment of, quote, madness. He claimed that he's...
Two moments of madness.
Yeah, right. Well, listen to what he said. He stumbled into the porn site while searching for a tractor website that
I'm getting a boner.
that had a similar name, and then watched the site for a bit. He told the BBC, "My biggest crime is that on another occasion, I went in a second time, and that was deliberate." At least he admitted it.
Yeah.
However, Parish insisted that he wasn't trying to intimidate female members of the House of Commons,
No.
saying, "The one thing I wasn't doing, and which I will take to my grave as being true, is I was not actually making sure people could see it. In fact, I was trying to do quite the opposite." So
I wanted everyone to see it.
He's saying that he did go look for it on purpose, but he did not mean for anyone else to see his pornography. And I believe the guy.
Sure.
And there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, let us take a break. Come back in a second, and we'll see what else we can get into. Stay with us. We won't be gone long.
Preston,
love Austin. I actually looked into buying a place there. Just like the vibe. It's creative. Everyone is super cool. I love the music. And you have bats. I want to move there and buy a bat farm.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I lied to that city. That was an open lie.
Christy, did you come up with that information? That's our intern, Christy,
Yeah.
by the way. She tried to go see your show last night, but got stuck in traffic and couldn't make it. She went all the way out there to Bethlehem.
I'm sorry.
And couldn't make it. And you got a show in Albany tonight?
I have Albany tonight and then Brigada tomorrow.
Wow, dude.
DC. Yeah, I'm on, I think it's like at 35 or 40 cities right now.
I mean, so now besides the flight, and you got that stuff all handled. Are you a good traveler generally?
Yes.
I mean,
I'm pretty easygoing. I mean,
Okay.
I have like a tour bus, so I don't have to fly a lot.
You have a tour bus, okay.
Yeah, and people think it's like wild, but it's really not. Like we go to like Whole Foods, and then like I'm trying not to like drink on this tour. I drank on the last tour, and it was just the wheels came off horrendously. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Do you self-impose? Because my wife will sometimes do that. Just like, and not she's not an alcoholic or anything. She just I just want to take a month or two and just take a break.
I'll go hard for like 5 years, and then I'll take like a month off. Yeah, and it really helps. Sure, it really
5
helps.
years, 1 month, 5 years, 1 month.
It's all about the balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great to see you, man. Thanks
Yeah,
for being
cheers,
here.
guys.
That is Nick Swartz. Give him some love.
But you did get your first job from an internship, right?
I did. My
K-San?
at
No.
K-San in San
Okay, it was.
Francisco, yeah.
As a jock?
Well, even when I was a jock, I was only part-time.
Oh,
So I
couldn't they
worked
change
in the-
format?
Yeah, and then in my last year, it switched to country and western, which was just ghastly.
And what was your name again for that?
Will Robertson. I couldn't give. I was so.
You just couldn't.
My first name is William, but none of the kids in my family ever went by their first name. My middle name is Pierre, and we've always gone by our middle names in my family for whatever bizarre reason. And so I said, I can't. This is such a vile thing they've done. I can't give them my name, but I got to keep my paltry weekend air shift. So, but the records were much shorter. It was hard to go to the bathroom.
Yes,
they're
country
3-minute records.
Country songs are short.
And divorces and cheating and trains and drinking and prison.
Trains.
Cheating on trains.
Yeah. I mean, some themes that go through. Now I actually got to like a lot of the music too, but it was another. Here comes another 5 songs in country stereo.
Yeah,
that's
country stereo.
That was the tagline?
Country stereo.
Something like that. And then they had this horrible jingles. The spirit of the West is alive and well, and living in Contra Costa County, and and living in Marin County, and living in Sonoma County.
Name all the counties.
They
in
name
the
all the
area?
counties.
Oh my God!
You all got us a story there, Presbo.
Yeah, we do.
And now decades, one station.
Yeah.
The rest is
I've only
history.
been at 2 stations.
That's wild.
So Will Robertson and Kenny, what was his name?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Kenny Knight.
Kenny Knight.
Yeah, but when I worked at a country station I did weekends. It was down the hall, and they needed a part-timer, and I did whatever I could to be in the radio business. I was Kenny Big Rig Rider.
Kenny Big Rig Rider.
Big Rig Rider.
Yeah.
We got to get us a morning show with Will Robertson and Kenny Big Rig Rider.
That's a good team up.
Hell
right there.
yeah.
I like
And
it.
then I went by Don Imus.
Fridays like this, so I begin the weekend long time.
He knows that kills me when he does that.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Is he still
kills
even
me.
on?
He retired.
Okay.
He retired. He's a legend, bona fide legend, but towards the end there, it's
A little
was
crazy?
total unintelligible.
It's Amish in the morning. I got a movie work coming a little later on. Reverend Billy Saw Hargis.
Those were those cowboy hats, too, when I see him on
Yes.
TV. I mean,
With the headphones. Cowboy hat?
did?
Yeah, on,
Yes.
on the side.
No, they hung underneath.
Were they under? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good look.
Action News says when they arrived, they saw 2 officers from the 24th District attempting to arrest an unruly teenager. While that was happening, another person showed up and tried to antagonize the person being arrested. That person was told several times by police to back up, but instead they pulled out a cell phone and got in between the officers to yell at the guy being arrested. After a supervisor arrived on the scene and tried to get the person to step away, the man tried to provoke officers into a fight.
That's what you were talking about,
I was
Casey,
just
just
telling
before
you
we
guys.
came on,
What? This guy is such an a-hole. He's yelling at the cops, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!"
But he's getting as close to them as possible.
The cops aren't touching him at all.
Yeah.
And he is the one that's walking towards them.
He's the aggressor.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And
he got arrested,
and he's in the middle of the street, and the cops are saying, "You got to get out of the street." He's like, "No, I don't." Like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're in the middle of the street, you effing a-hole.
Well, technically, that's jaywalking, so you can be cited right there for that.
Well, he got arrested for being an idiot anyway.
He did, yeah. So then he used profanity to tell a supervisor showed up on the scene as well. They called for backup, and he told the supervisor that he was really ugly.
Yeah.
You're really ugly.
Oh, he was ugly.
If you don't watch out, I'm going to grab your wrist.
So he says, "Who you wife? Damn." You guys are so mean. Whatever.
He's going to squeeze it really hard, though.
I'm moving on.
Okay, move on.
Who you wife? I need to focus on this because
she's a newswoman.
I don't know if this is English.
And we're distracting her.
Sorry.
All right.
Who you wife? Damn, I forgot he ain't got one. Damn, he said.
That was well performed.
Okay,
Who
thank
you
you.
wife?
Who you wife?
Damn.
Damn. Don't forget the damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who you wife?
So
Damn.
Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott.
Excuse me, who you wife?
Damn.
Damn. You ain't got no wife? Damn.
That's a different way.
John Houseman performed.
Yes.
You wife. Damn. You ain't got no wife. Damn.
Well done. You know what? It's like I was there.
Exactly.
It's like I was there on the scene. The Harry Potter film franchise is indelibly linked to Alan Rickman.
Yes.
And his portrayal of Professor Severus Snape. But Rickman wasn't as enamored with the role as fans were and still are, a new trove of letters reveals.
I think it sucks a bag of beans. Mr. Potter, this role sucks a big bag of Harry D.
If he didn't like it or had issues with it, it certainly didn't show up on screen. He was excellent, and to his emotional, spoiler alert, ending in the series.
Yeah.
He was a critical part of it.
Yep.
Many of you are surely wondering why I have summoned you at this hour.
His deliveries.
So good.
It's come to my attention that earlier this evening, Harry Potter was sighted in Hogsmeade. Mm-hmm. Now, should anyone, student or staff, attempt to aid Mr. Potter,
I just love the way he drags out those words, man.
they will be punished in a manner consistent with the severity of their transgression. Furthermore, any person found to have knowledge of these events who fails to come forward will be treated as equally guilty.
It's so good.
Fantastic. Wow. It's so sad that he's
You will
gone.
be called to my office, where I shall spank you with your pantaloons down around your ankles. I shall do so liberally and with great care. There will be a modicum of probing. Digits will be involved.
If that doesn't scare you straight, I don't know what
I might
would.
even break out the wand. At which point you will receive an enema unlike any you have ever received before. In fact, I will pay to have the owl watch the whole thing.
Oh my God. He's a cuck. The owl's a cuck.
Absolutely.
Hedwig?
Yeah.
That's
And then, when it is all done, I shall pleasure myself into the sorting hat.
Oh my God. Not the sorting hat.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
He's always gone off the deep end.
That's when Rickman became bored with the character. And he needed to add a little flavor to it.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
Because of his pentameter, I have had this ongoing debate as to whether or not he says yippee-ki-yay, I'll say truck, mutta truck or mutta trucka.
And that haunts you?
Well, I mean, I've talked about this ever since the movie came out. Does he put an ER at the end of
I don't think
Bless
he
me,
does.
Father, for I have sinned.
Yes.
I'm worried about Alan Rickman's delivery of the role, Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Trucker. Do you have any sins to tell me about, son?
No. I just thought I'd talk about
I just
this.
wanted to seek your counsel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think there's an ER. I think it's
Me neither.
question you just raised is easily one of the most imbecilic things I've ever heard. I want you to come to my office, where I shall lock the door and spank your buttocks.
A man was spotted riding on the hood of a car barreling down the express lane of I-95 in Florida late Sunday. It appeared to be talking on the phone while he was doing it.
Yes, that's with anchovies and pepperoni, please.
Yeah, he's on the hood of a car going about 70 miles an hour. The driver in the other car that was filming this says the words, "What the actual F?" We're in mid-highway.
He's one hand holding on to the crease of the hood, and the other hand holding the phone to his ear.
A female passenger in the car seemingly could not believe what her eyes were seeing. According to the video, she said, "What is that? Oh, my God." The driver, Daniel Maida, who was filming this, told the Miami News Times that the man on the hood was somehow hanging on to the Mercedes-Benz C300 with one hand and appeared to be talking on the phone with his other hand. A woman behind the wheel.
Now, baby, I know I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. But I think we can work this out. I just want you to listen to me, or at least slow down by 20 miles an hour.
We knew we were going to have one gentleman for sure that was coming in. We have two here this morning. This is a momentous occasion.
Call it an honor.
I'd have to say because he is the best-looking 60-year-old man I've ever seen in my life. It's his birthday today.
Yes.
So we first want to welcome our friend Sean Wayans, who's been here on many occasions. And his brother, Keenan Ivory Wayans, is here celebrating his birthday today.
Hello, this is how you do it.
This is how you do it, man. Welcome to Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, now all the women in my family are going to kill you because you said my age. And they all lie about theirs. So
You were working as a stand-up when you met Robert Townsend, correct?
yeah, well, when I met Robert and Eddie and all of us, we all started out at the same time and in the club in New York at the Improv.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how we, started working together.
And you, I believe, if the legend is correct, that you are one of the writers or co-writers on Raw, correct?
Yeah, on Raw, I worked on that with Eddie. I also produced it, and Robert directed it.
I remember that day.
Oh, there was a picture. Put the picture back up. Yeah.
I was back there with you guys, right? And I was I was slapboxing with Eddie, and I almost hit him, and then security grabbed me and was like, all right. All right, Junior, you about to mess up this money. Go sit your ass down.
Wow.
So that's cool. But all you guys have had such a massive effect on comedy and a type of comedy that I love. We all love. That is, you helped usher it in. Eddie Murphy did as well.
What happened in my career was I started out, sort of by myself.
Yeah.
And then as my family started getting into the business, I kind of realized that it was either going to be all of us or one. So I decided to make it about all of us. So I kind of stepped away from acting and started to
cultivate.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and Sean, we were talking earlier about how you were first on the show as the DJ.
Yeah.
And you'd already been doing comedy. You're doing stuff like that. But so from your point, Keenan, as you're seeing family member after family member, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a double-edged sword, or what do you first say to them when they come to you and they say you as sort of the default patriarch? I want to do this.
He nurtured us.
Yeah.
My thing with them was as long as you're willing to work. And I always wanted them to know that it wasn't easy, and I would give them small opportunities in the beginning.
I don't want you. Come back tomorrow when you can do traffic properly. Nick, you're doing traffic the rest of the show.
Oh my God.
Get out of here.
I'll try.
All right, guys.
Do us a favor. Bring your A game tomorrow.
Yeah, please.
Listen up. I'm gonna go.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
All right, fine.
Kathy's gotta go.
Rest.
She's gotta-
I'll go rest, and then I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do better tomorrow.
Okay, please.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Get your head in the gears. Here we are, completely infallible.
Right? It's embarrassing.
She's got an appointment. She's got to go.
No, don't leave it at that. I
All
like
right.
it.
Yeah, you're right. We should have just
I
left
wanna
everybody
leave, and
guessing.
I'm gonna
Damn it.
Come back tomorrow with my A game.
Well, you're going to get tons of, like, oh, they really tore you up on it.
So, speaking of Nick, who will be doing traffic in a moment for the rest of the show, maybe the rest of the week, I don't know.
Hopefully.
You had a rude awakening the other night, didn't you?
Yeah, I think maybe we've talked about this in the past, but long story short, there's a female fox in the neighborhood, right? And so our neighbors have chickens. And, we talked about,
Wait.
yeah. We've talked about, keeping chickens as pets, and they're great with pests or whatever. So this is, I guess, last week, there's 6, 7 o'clock at night. The neighbors came out and knocked on our door and asked if we had heard or seen the fox, because they were nervous that the fox might be trying to get into the chicken coop, the old thing. And we said no. My girlfriend was with me and my son. We hadn't heard anything. And then so I go to bed, 11:30 at night. I'm going to do my best impression of what a female fox sounds like, all right?
No. Okay.
So, and Steve, I think you have a sound clip that kind of sounds like this. And Casey, I know you've heard it as well, but this is right outside the bedroom window, all right? It goes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating. It sounds like a woman being murdered. It's a awful.
I've heard that. I've not heard that in person, but I've heard your description of it sounds like a woman being killed.
It's terrifying.
Or it's screaming out of fear.
I shot out of bed because of it was a high-pitched scream, and then
threw up the sash.
I figured out what it was because I remember hearing about it in the past, or maybe even hearing it in the neighborhood. And then Steve, I did throw up the sash. I threw up the blinds. I looked right outside the bedroom window, and there was a beautiful female fox right below the window, right?
Wow.
And so I knew what it was. And so I opened the window and I, get out of here. And she looks up at me and she just trots off. She didn't care about me at all. But it's
Suck it.
It is a terrifying, jarring noise.
Well, I've had the same.
We have an actual clip. You want to hear that?
Yes.
All right, so here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's
Liam Neeson.
That's Liam Neeson growling.
Okay.
So this is what...
That's a fox suitor.
This is an actual... Ew, come here. All right, here's audio. Yeah?
That's the one.
Oh.
Somebody says this is one hell of a backyard. This isn't my backyard.
This is at your house?
Yeah.
That's you talking.
I posted a video not too long ago of this exact same thing because I had similar experience. Mine wasn't at night. It was in the middle of the afternoon. And so
Liam Neeson. I just moved into Delco. Hearing something outside my house.
Let me play this again. Here we go. Okay.
That's the one. Somebody says this is one hell of a backyard. This isn't my backyard. These are just woods.
Wow. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
So
that's a vixen call? Okay, so it's a female.
So
and
female
she
fox
is looking to mate.
So what I was doing was I was live Instagram living my experience because I had heard it and I was like, oh, let me go see what's going on.
Yeah.
And so that's what somebody had messaged and said that's a vixen call.
So you were reading that.
So I was reading
80s band.
So I was reading the comments. So I didn't know what it was at first, but then sure enough, during that whole experience, I saw what looked like two foxes stuck together because the vixen was making the call. The dude showed up. He's like, well, don't mind if I do, you know? And so they started doing it, and then she started like kind of running off, and he was, they were stuck together.
So before we, go ahead.
Do they have the hook and the penis?
It seems
like
to be
cats?
the thing, yeah.
Okay.
And the hook and the penis and the silver spoons.
Cat Stevens.
Harry Chapin.
Or no, Harry Chapin. I'm sorry. Oh my God. The hook and the penis.
Hook and the penis and the silver spoons. Little boy on the roof we finished and redid our yard. We had these large plants that sort of had these long leaves. Anyway, they were very lush, and so I hear this screaming, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I went out, probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I was convinced someone was being attacked.
Wow.
And
right?
so, and I went out to that, and I'm like, I'm walking over to the bush expecting to see a woman who's just been on my property.
It's
I'm
terrifying.
like, good Lord. And I heard a rustle, and then it stopped. And at that point, I figured, okay, this has to be some sort of animal.
I mean, they really are beautiful animals, right? And I guess maybe they're mildly dangerous or whatever. If you have a small
you're a
pet,
chicken.
if you're a chicken, if you have a pet, a kitties or
Right.
A puppy or whatever. But like they're just gorgeous. But to get that noise out of an animal that's that relatively small, it's kind of jarring.
It's too bad that they're not domesticatable.
Yeah,
because they're really
They're not.
beautiful animals.
Not even a little bit?
I wouldn't think so. Do you know
they're
anybody who has a pet
problematic.
fox?
I know some people have, raccoons. I think there's something, a switch within them that makes, they would probably recommend against it because it's just not,
there's
a wise idea.
There's an Instagram account of a famous pet fox. Let me see if I can find
While
it.
you're looking that up, let me go to some calls. I have Shane who's calling in. Shane, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Presbo.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
All right, so I live in Eagleville now, but I originally came from South Jersey, and I live near like a small patch of woods. And one night I'm in bed, and I heard this same exact thing, and I thought an animal was being eaten alive, or I had thought the Jersey Devil followed me here.
Right.
But I had described that sound to a neighbor, and he's like, it's just a fox.
Shane, I had heard, and I don't know if you had heard this as well, that the coyotes, and we have coyotes in the area as well.
Thanks, Shane.
And that they make a similar sound.
Oh, yeah?
That I don't know if a female coyote is called a vixen as well.
I'll bet you police get calls all the time. They thinking somebody's being murdered.
If you were to hear that, isn't that what you would
Yeah,
think?
Exactly. Number one, I would be scared. I would be. It sounds like a banshee, like a ghost, or some kind of demon or something like that. But then senses would come to me and go, "Wait, maybe somebody's getting killed."
It's probably Godzilla.
Nick, you're looking at videos of pet foxes.
So this is Juniper Fox, and for whatever reason, Juniper Fox became relatively famous on Instagram. Juniper Fox has 3 million followers, and it's a pet fox. And I guess
Look out, Hope Solo's butthole.
But it's a domesticated fox, and there are multiple animals living under the same roof.
Okay.
So I
Including
always
a
thought
possum.
that'd be an issue,
Yeah, but I guess, Steve, maybe if you get them and I think
as
puppies,
kits.
Yeah, kits. Yeah, I think if you get them as a kit, that you can domesticate
So
them.
you build your own coyote.
Yeah.
No, not that kind of kit.
like a Lego.
The name of a
Mecha
baby,
coyote.
of a baby fox is a kit. I will go to Curtis. Say, Kurt.
Hey, good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Ed. What's up, man?
Hey, I like the last guy. I got a small patch of woods next to my house, and the first time I heard that, I swear to God, I thought a baby was being eaten in my side yard.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, the screaming. I mean, I jumped out of the bed like I had springs in my butt.
Yeah.
But I learned.
I usually do sleep with springs in my
What I do. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it clean.
No, it's okay. So what did you see?
I keep bottle rockets. I just shoot a bottle rocket or two at them, and boom, they go away. It makes them stop.
So it happens enough to where you keep bottle rockets at the ready?
Yeah, I keep some bottle rockets in the nightstand and the lighter right there, and yeah.
I keep them too. They're post-sex bottle rockets.
Oh, you like to set up a little pyrotechnic?
Well, I don't know what the gestation period
I'm going to
is.
shoot.
Oh, my God.
Thanks, Curtis. I appreciate it.
I don't know what the gestation period is, but I saw baby foxes in and around my neighborhood just less than a week ago. So I wonder if when this was going on, I wonder if
that could have been the mommy and daddy.
Success, yeah.
And the hook in the penis.
Maybe. And the silver spoon.
Little boy blue and the man.
Cats in the cradle.
Go. What's up, Brian?
Hey, so just wanted to touch on this whole domesticated foxes thing. What do you guys think about domesticated skunks?
I know I think there's a listener of the show that actually has a domesticated
and
skunk.
We used to have family friends that had a skunk. They had removed its sack.
Yeah, so I worked at a pet store years ago, and I was like 19. And for whatever reason, this thing, we couldn't sell it to a state of Delaware resident. I live in Delaware. But, man, this thing, it was the nicest little creature ever.
Aww.
You know, I mean, frankly, I'd use it to get out of work, and I'd go pick the little guy up and walk it around the stores. You know, everyone's.
I think there in some cases, Brian, like again, people have had raccoons and I guess clearly coyotes and things like that. I think I think you're in a potentially precarious situation when you try to do that. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
permitting. I know depending on the state, you have to get the proper permits and probably special shots.
Yeah.
I'm a professional skunker.
Well, we had the family friends that had a skunk. They worked in the rodeo industry.
There you go.
They had all kinds of animals.
So were they bucking skunks?
Nope, they weren't. But they used it. Thank you for the call, by the way. They used it as a gimmick in the act. So the skunk would come out.
Laredo on the bucking skunk.
No, they would bring out the skunk as a because the father was a rodeo clown.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
they would do all kinds of. It wasn't just riding. They put on a show. They were a family that put on a show. She jumped through a hoop of fire on a bull and did all kinds of
Was
stuff.
the skunk trained at all to do the tail raise and all that?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean, I was a
That's
little
very
kid
cool.
at the time, but I think they did have it trained to do all that stuff. Let me go to Lenny. Hey, Lenny, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I just had to contribute to this. I live in the Poconos, and I'm from South Jersey, and I hear this scream. It's way worse than what you guys had on tape.
Okay.
And I've been told it's a coyote.
Oh.
And I never believed it because I didn't see one, even though I'm in a heavily wooded area. About a week ago, I heard the scream, and I'm cleaning up my yard, and there is a disassembled deer in the lot next to me.
Wow.
Legs, hooves, skull, chest. So, and the hunters up here say if you see fox, it's reasonable to think that you could possibly have coyote in the same area.
Well, it's funny. So, Lenny, you bring that up because I've actually seen more coyotes in my area than I saw maybe one fox. So that night that I heard that scream, because listening to the audio here, it's very similar, but what I heard that night was very loud and sustained. Do you think that's a coyote that I heard?
I think so. I mean, these things wake me up from a dead sleep. You'd really think someone's being murdered in your yard.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly the impression I got.
Then when you see the disassembled deer, you're like, what?
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yard.
Yeah, I mean, a fox can't take down a deer, right? Like that's too big.
I don't think so, man.
Okay.
They
can
could
take them
scavenge.
out.
They could
Yeah.
scavenge on one for sure.
What are you doing tonight?
Thanks, Lenny. Appreciate it.
Nice thinking to you.
Never heard fox or coyote, but in Yellowstone, camping there, hearing packs of wolves at night.
That's gotta be
is
amazing.
Wild. And I mean, it sounds
Yeah.
like a recording of "Ooh,"
Yeah.
that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I remember when hearing them, I could hear on one end a pack over here, and then answers from another one way over this way.
That's how they
It was-
coordinate.
they were making this. I'm like, I was a little scared,
Yeah.
but I was a bit of scared. But for the most part, I was fascinated by it.
You can go on wolf tours now in Yellowstone and hopefully see them when you go out. And I've never seen a wolf in the wild. I've never seen a wolf in Yellowstone, but I love to go and do that sometime.
They're magnificent. I mean, they're just gorgeous animals. During a couple of times during everything getting locked down, I wanted to take Claire and go to one of the areas around here, and they were always shut down. I should revisit it and see if I can get in there.
Somebody texted in, Steve, that there's that one in Lidditz, PA, the wolf sanctuary. I heard that it shut down during the pandemic too, but I don't know its current status. So
I keep getting shut down. I want to go. I mean, they're just beautiful. There's one that actually has sort of a hybrid. It is like a canine wolf or something. I don't know what. I assume they're all in the same family. But I want to see a real, a gray or timber wolf or, the real wolf.
And by the way, there's a text here that says, how about a monkey riding a skunk? I had a dream as a little boy.
I had a dream when I was a little boy.
Oh, my God.
That I'd own a monkey.
We have not heard that
We gotta play
audio in ages.
It was great.
If you could find that, Casey, I would love to go back to that.
Whiplash.
By the way, here's a text that says, cop here, my town is overrun with foxes. Thought some lady was getting murdered plenty of times when it turned out to be a fox.
Imagine you're that. You're a police officer and you're getting calls for this all the time.
Yeah, or you hear it yourself.
Yeah.
And you go running through the woods. All right, you ready?
Yep.
It's been a while since we've heard this. And in 1964, or something like that, he starts it, right? Yeah.
And in 1962, a little boy was born, and his dream and his goal was to own a monkey. This is my dream.
I purposefully kept the bar low.
His dream and his goal
was to eat a
was
sandwich.
to own a monkey.
In And in 1962, a little boy was born, and his dream and his goal was to own a monkey. This is my dream.
This
it's just like all these
patriotic music.
players on the field.
All these players.
It's their dream to play baseball. And it's the love. You know, for me to do what I do going down the road. And
Oh, no.
This is the patriotic music.
these animals,
By the end of the decade, I want a monkey on the moon.
A monkey on the moon. Well, we got to have a dream and a goal.
Everyone loves simians. I starred in a movie with one.
Was that Bonzo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to college.
Ooh. All right. Let me see here. I will go to. Hang on. Rich has pointing out something about being able to domesticate foxes. Hey, Rich. Good morning.
Hey, Gadzooks, guys.
Gadzooks, buddy. What's up?
Hey, so there used to be this aquarium pet store called Martin's Aquarium in Jenkintown.
Okay.
And they had all kinds of exotic pets, and my mom would take us there instead of taking us to the zoo because it was cheaper. So I clearly remember one time going in there, and they had foxes in a pen for sale, and begging my mom for one, and her saying no, of course. And they were $250, and they were baby red foxes.
Whoa! What era? How long ago was this?
So this is Jenkintown in the 80s when
In the 80s.
things were a lot different.
So around the time of Kajagoogoo.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah.
So was it
foxes,
your dream back in 1982 to one day own a fox?
It was, or a raccoon. And
Okay.
both were denied over and over again by my mom.
Right. All
I
right.
still have that dream today, but my wife denied it.
When everyone will own a fox.
Of course, the big issue is that the animals are like mistreated. They have very specific diets and stuff like that.
Or
And
they just don't thrive like dogs do in a home.
Preston, when I was a kid, there was a Woolworths that had a pet section, and there was a chimp, chimpanzee.
What?
I swear. And I'm like, as a kid, you thought, oh, I don't know. I guess this is how Woolworths became so famous.
Yeah. A chimpanzee.
They're your number one stop for a chimp store.
That's crazy.
Now, it seemed like it was for sale. I don't know if the guy owned it, but I'd love to go see. Yeah, it was my dream
to go to Woolworths
and see a chimp.
Buy a chimpanzee. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Where was that in New York?
That was in New York. That was on Long Island. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me hang on. Get a call from Kate. Hi, Kate. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Kate?
So, first of all, I want to say that Nick's scream, his fox scream, is spot on.
Oh, okay.
very
Well
nice.
done, Casey.
It's my one impression.
Very impressive.
I wouldn't say your one impression.
Yeah, that and peacocks.
Yep.
Yeah. So we were woken up, my husband and I, about midnight last week by that same exact scream, Nick's scream. And we have 3 little girls. So we were all, we're laying there going, who is it? Which one is it? Is it this one? Is it that one? Who's screaming?
Yeah.
Because we never would have thought it was a fox. It sounded exactly like the girls
Jeez.
yelling. So I look out my window. Eventually we decided it's not coming from in the house. And there is a little fox on my neighbor's driveway, and there's a black cat just sitting at the bottom of the driveway. And little fox is slowly circling black cat. And eventually little fox tries to make a jump at black cat, but black cat was far superior than little fox and started attacking it back. And there was a scuffle. But meanwhile, there was a big fox across the street kind of watching it. So we assumed that this was mommy fox watching the situation. So I think that idea of like the fox is just, being born recently in their gestation, it's probably spot on.
Okay. Like a shorter amount of time where they're there, and then so that's one of the considerations we have. We have these many cats. We had all the time that we've had so many cats. We had one time, this current time, where a vet told us psychologically our one cat needed to be outside.
Yeah.
So and I was like, man, to let her go outside. So I have this fence, Preston, that our cat Mia can go through, like Terminator 2, like when Arnold goes to the bar, or the T-1000 can go through the bars, but it would easily keep out a coyote or a fox.
Okay.
So she can go through it. But I'm like, and she stays within the property, which makes me think she's aware that there's stuff out there that could get her. But that was a big fear of mine.
We got to have. I've seen them around our house. I've just never heard them. Never heard them scream.
You have
like
all
that.
sorts. You actually live in the most rural
of you guys, of all you guys.
Your backyard is like.
Oh, my backyard is all woods.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. A huge patch of woods behind my house.
Yeah, mine's woods and farmland, so there's lots of creatures roaming around, but I've never hear the foxes. I definitely see them from time to time. Hold on, I want to go to, I'm not familiar with this. I'm going to go to Dave. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
Hey, sorry to bother you guys at work.
We'll let it slide. What's up, Dave?
There's an animal that frequents upstate PA. It's called a fisher.
A fisher?
Oh, yeah. It's like a weasel, right?
Yeah, it's in the weasel family. They're pretty large, about the size of a fox. The noise these things make are blood-curdling. It sounds like a baby is getting murdered.
Wow. Looking at a picture of it, almost looks a little like a wolverine.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could find the sounds on YouTube or something, but you have to give that a listen to. I heard it one time while I was hunting upstate, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Did it scare you?
Yeah, it did. And I've been a hunter for all my life, for well over 30 years, and I didn't know what the hell this was at first. The Game Commission actually introduced them back into the wild because they were pretty endangered in Pennsylvania probably a good 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, don't quote me on the exact number, but and their population has grown quite a bit.
Well, that's good.
Dave, how did you find out that that's what it was, that it was a fisher making that noise?
I'm a fisher.
I knew about the Game Commission trying to reestablish the population, and I went on YouTube and found it. And I was like, yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay.
Did you guys see the footage?
Thanks,
it
man.
was out of Yellowstone. I think it was Yellowstone, where a father and a daughter, apparently one of the rarest things to see is, in fact, a wolverine.
That's right.
And right.
Yeah, it was just like playing on the street.
Playing on the street. And they were like, oh, my God.
Yeah, you never see those.
Yeah.
By the way, where was it? There was a text I was going to read. Oh, yeah, Casey, Google says a red fox gestation is somewhere between 50 and 60 days.
Yeah, so I just saw that. And so, yeah, maybe.
Might have made sense.
Maybe I watched a fox being made.
I like this. I'm going to go to Chris. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, bud. What's up, man?
So we moved to Peace Valley Park when my sister and I were like 10 and 8, I guess. And we heard this ridiculous noise. We thought somebody was in distress back in the park.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad told us that it was a screecher creature. It was a wild turkey and a peacock.
A wild turkey and a peacock mixed together?
Yep, that's what he said.
A screecher creature?
Okay. And did it turn out it was actually a fox or?
Yep, fox all along.
And your dad was just making it up to mess with you?
Yep.
But by the way, that's how things like the Jersey Devil and other, get born.
Yeah, totally.
I believed it.
You hear
Yeah,
weird sound?
sure.
Why not?
Thanks, Chris.
I
Appreciate
still
it.
wouldn't go in there because of the screecher creature.
Wow. Okay. Well, they apparently they're. Did you just hear it the one time, Nick, or has it been a few times?
We only heard it the once, but apparently a few other people in the neighborhood heard it more than once. But I have not heard it since then. So it was one night maybe a week or so ago, and it is a jarring noise. So Preston, if you ever do hear it in your neighborhood, there's no mistaking what it is.
Yeah. I've had neighbors tell me they hear them. I just. Not around me, but they said, yeah, when you hear it, you'll know it.
Yeah. The other thing that I read is that the pups, or what do they call them? Kits are usually born between March and April. So, so you'll usually, I guess, hear that scream earlier in the year.
It starts with the gender reveal party.
Yeah.
And then,
All right, let me see if I can get this stupid thing to work.
Just don't use tannerite or anything stupid like that. Start fires and all that stuff. Wow. Yeah. So I will. I'll keep an ear out. Like I said, I'll see them from time to time. But is there a call?
I need you to stop talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do need to go to this call real quick, and it is Lisa that we're going to go to. Hi there, Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa. You're calling us for a specific reason?
I am.
Why?
I just want $500.
$500, and she is our concert cash winner. How about that? Where are you from? Lisa?
Quakertown.
From where? Where was it?
Bucksco.
Quakertown. Oh, Quakertown. I didn't hear. Q-Town. All right. Nice, Lisa. Well, we are very happy to give you not only $500, we're going to give you MM Barbecue tickets. Have you been to that show before?
No, I have not.
Oh, a virgin. I love it. Well, Lisa, bring a friend and get yourself prepared for a good time. And we are just happy that you listened to the radio station and the show, and we would love to award you $500 for that.
Thank you so much.
It is our pleasure. Nice to have you on, Lisa. Congratulations. We'll see you at the MM Barbecue. The next opportunity to win that concert cash is coming up about an hour and 5 minutes from right now. So let's take a break, and we'll return with more on the Preston and Steve Show. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
And, you know, it is the fact that they're where they are in their careers now is testament to the fact that they, you know, they came in the right way.
Did anybody ever get mad at you saying, "Hey, I'm ready for my starring role"?
Always. When Damon first started,
I was the DJ, man. And you were a damn good DJ. I could play sketches too, head scratch. Hey, the guy right behind you is really talented.
Well, when Damon first started, I told him, I said, give yourself 10 years. Yeah. And he looked at me like I was insane, you know, and he was like, it'll take me 10 years. Well, 10 years later, he was, ready.
We say the same. I tell like the interns and people who are coming up in the radio business, and now we've been, you know, it's the 20th anniversary of the show. And I say, trust me, if you were to jump 5 years into the future and look back, you wouldn't believe where you were or how things have changed. Yeah. So that's very sage advice. But when you're young and hungry, it's hard to perceive that.
It is. And, you know, the thing is, youth is something that people think everything is supposed to happen when you're young.
Right.
And they're disappointed if it doesn't, because youth is when, you know, you make the money, you chase the girls, you do. And that's the experience that everybody wants, as opposed to being great at what you do. Yeah. And being great at what you do takes a lot more time than that. And sometimes, you know, youth passes you by. And I tell people all the time, if your goal is to be a CEO of a company, it doesn't matter if it happens at 20 or 60.
Yeah.
You still accomplish your goal.
Yeah. All right. So you have to be a really good talent scout, right? So within Living Color, were you the sole decision maker as far as who was on the cast and who wasn't?
Yeah.
All right, so it was because you did an amazing job with that, and you look at that, like all of the people that came out of there.
Well, they were all people that I knew.
That you knew.
Right? So we were all in the clubs together.
Okay.
So when I got an opportunity, it was like, who's the funniest guys I know? Like, it wasn't really like a hard thing to do, because I knew they were funny.
You were working with people like Jim Carrey and all those all those guys were paying their dues.
And he knew what to do with them.
Right. Yeah. But that's a key. That is a gift. There's you know, Lorne Michaels has that that ability, and also who's going to synergize well with each other.
But you also, your show aired at 8:00 on Sunday, and you know, so you had a younger audience in myself,
right?
And I mean, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like Ace Ventura came out, I was like all over that. And like,
it got moved to 8. Started at 9.
Did it start at 9?
Yeah.
What did Parker Lewis Can't Lose? Was that your lead?
You know, the Ferris Bueller ripoff?
I love that show too.
Fox wanted to make it an anchor show.
Okay.
So they moved us to 8.
Did they initially, or because would it first really, because it kind of hit the ground running, if my memory was, and did they go, whoa, we need to bump this up?
Yeah, well, initially they were very afraid of the show. Period. Like they had no idea what was going to happen. But once the show was successful, then it was like, you know, every network strategy is going to be, how many other shows can we launch?
Right.
So, you know, they ended up moving us.
In this day and age of reboots, we're seeing TV shows rebooted. What's the likelihood? We don't have a good sketch show. You know, SNL's the only thing going right now, as far as I know.
I think there's absolutely a new generation.
Yeah.
So it would just, I don't think that the guys from the past would
step forward.
Yeah, want to do that again. But there's absolutely, you know, a new generation out there, and it would be fun.
Yeah.
You know, we're in a time now where I think a show like In Living Color is needed, but at the same time, it's, you know, the sensitivity.
Can you do it?
Yeah,
no, that's a good question. We were wondering about that, about the, you know, Preston and I were having a talk earlier about, you know, the comedy club or the theater. when you guys are there, that's your realm, and all bets are off. You should be allowed. There's safe spaces for satire and comedy and thought provoking, whatever you want to do. That's your palette, and there's been hits on it lately.
It's the phone.
Yeah.
You see, because the people who are in the club, they paid to be there and they want to see it.
Yeah.
But people who are filming, now it's going to people who didn't want to see it.
You're right.
Then when they do see it, now they're pissed. It's never the people who were in
That's why I didn't want to go. See that?
Well, speaking of that, even some rock bands have adopted no phone.
I don't think phones should be
get
allowed.
outta here.
I think you're there for the experience and enjoy the experience. And
well, Kevin Hart played the Link, the stadium here, and there was a no phone rule for that whole show. It can be done. It's a pain in the ass, but I mean, I would agree.
Yes, you lift a clip out, you lift a soundbite out of context, and people are going to go ape.
It's just crazy.
I heard somebody, and I don't remember who the performer was, saying recently though that it's really easy to see from the stage when somebody does get on their phone. Have you guys noticed that? Like if you're up on stage, you can tell immediately.
If the light is on,
You can tell, but you just don't want to stop. You got to understand. You got people in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
You got momentum going,
right?
And you're thinking about your next thing, and you're trying to be physical, and you're trying to be in the moment, and then someone has their phone up. Do you stop your whole show to deal with this guy with his phone up, and then kill the people's?
No,
show?
you're right. So you're going to ruin it for other people. It makes total sense.
Sometimes you do, and you make him part of the show, and you destroy him for being the idiot.
Which is also
pulling the phone
good.
out. But
You channel your Richard Pryor.
if I gotta stop, I'm gonna destroy you.
Keenan, I have to tell you that I'm gonna Get You Sucker is one of my absolute favorite movies.
Thank you.
Hilarious. I think people need to revisit it, but I think it's also sort of it's the likely first step to getting to Don't Be a Menace, which that same sort of comedy, which has became the style of comedy. When you were putting that together, how difficult was that to pull everybody? You had a lot of cameos and stuff. Give us the idea of what that production was like.
I was very lucky. And Jim Brown really. He and Bernie Casey, once they came on,
got it done.
That got it done. Then everybody else was like, "Well, if they'll do it," and
they were essential. Yeah, they were what Leslie Nielsen was.
Yes, they were the icons of the era, and so once I was able to bring them on board, it went really smooth, and it really was. It was an homage to them. So
and the blaxploitation movies of the 70s.
Those are the movies I grew up watching, and
so did I. They were
enjoyed
awesome.
them.
Yeah.
So, when I was writing it affectionately. So that's why I think that they responded to it. And then these guys did the same thing for their generation with Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah.
So I was on the set of I'ma Get You Sucker, 17-year-old boy watching his big brother do his thing and just taking it all in and going, man, one day I want to do a movie just like this.
Yeah, and you did.
A couple years later.
Yeah.
Don't Be a Menace was born.
It's Sean and Keenan Ivory Wayans here, and we want to do something special because it's a special day, and we have something to bring out for Keenan. It is his birthday today, so we got a cake for you, Keenan. Yes.
He don't eat cake, though.
No, actually I don't, but I appreciate the 7 candles. It's my 7th birthday.
There you go. So you can blow out the candles and there you go. The first ever Bond girl, Eunice Gayson, has died. She was 90 years old. She starred as James Bond's love interest, Sylvia Trench, opposite Sir Sean Connery in Dr. No back in 1962.
The iconic scene of all Bond movies, when James Bond first is introduced, she is across the, I don't know if we have the audio of it from the clip, but she is across the table, and here it is.
I admire your courage, Miss...
Trench. Sylvia Trench. I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
So, Sylvia Trench, you got to love the names that they gave these women.
Sylvia Trench, huge gaping gash.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're going with Trench and Pussy Galore and things like that.
Pussy, Harriet, Pussy.
Yeah. No, I
Countess Smelly Bunghole. Well, Miss Bunghole. Pussy galore. And that was, a lot of vagina. Was the,
the play off of that. A lot of vagina.
But Sylvia Trench. Yeah, hairy gash.
Hairy gash.
Slimy bush.
Slimy.
Putrid pooter.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it going. I'm having fun.
Melisandre Double Fist.
Yeast infectantine.
Yeah. So
rest in peace.
What a lovely tribute to Eunice.
Chlamydia hysterectomy.
So, Steve, she was in From Russia with Love as well?
Yes. So he actually leaves her to go off on this mission, but the idea was to keep her sort of continuing the way Moneypenny. It was sort of a flirtation to keep her in and out of his life, but they passed on that. But that's the first time in the Bond films where James Bond is introduced at the Baccarat table. I believe they're playing Baccarat. And it's great.
Did she know Steaming Butthole?
She knew Steaming Butthole was her sister.
All right. But anyhow, a post on her official Twitter feed read, an amazing lady.
Perhaps you know my sister, Queef Poop Splatter.
And my cousin, Purdy Turd Cutter.
So the Twitter feed read, an amazing lady who left a lasting impression on everyone that she met.
Did you say Queef Poop Splatter?
She will be very much missed. You know what? I got to point this out. Lately, when you've come in here and we're doing this crossover thing, I don't know where you're going.
Excuse me, what?
No, I mean your inflection. It sounds like, is he going to say something else, or is he done now? And I'm having a hard time. I think we're off. I think we're out of sequence. I think we're
We have like a
he does have a
bonding
secret.
session.
He's become a soldier of fortune.
Oh
yeah.
Maybe let's do an Outward Bound together or something.
Furthermore, I did. And that.
Hey.
What?
I wanted to ask you.
I'm not saying you're stopping in the middle of what you're saying.
He's saying you're an unprofessional broadcaster.
You actually finish the words,
that's
and then
certainly true.
Your inflection is as if you're going to continue on, and then you don't.
Yes, of course.
You should have heard us all day. The amount of screw-ups and semi-said words and spotties.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday, Preston looks at me and goes, what's going on? I go, I'm just trying to get my head out of my ass.
Yep. So you're done talking now.
What?
Okay. What is on your show today?
There was once a time.
Oh, is that you doing that, Steve? I'm like, where's that noise coming from?
Beautiful day. Then I found myself camping. That part's wrong because I wouldn't camp.
Oh.
That part's wrong in my own story.
And well,
I'd like to correct my story.
A Motel 6 is camping for me.
You going to U2 tonight?
Yes! Yes! And you have access to right? You can be on premises, yes?
Something to talk about.
Thank God.
Oh my God, yes. It's like a first date.
Oh my God, we found something in common.
I like spaghetti too.
I have a follow-up question. Do you think that the band will do anything for the radio station? I believe they've been made aware that it's the 50th birthday, but I don't know if they're planning on saying anything.
I don't know. There could be something from the stage, possibly.
May I recommend something?
Yes.
Put like a coil of speaker wire over your shoulder, put your hair in a ponytail, hold a Guinness, and pretend you're a roadie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Because, but again, I
cannot affect an Irish accent like you can.
Well, just pretend you could, in fact, make it a horrible one.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, goshly.
Gosh.
Did you just say, oh, Garshly? The hell does that mean? This man's an imposter. Don't just tackle him, shoot him.
Oh, Garshly Bob Bono. I've got.
My name is not Bob Bono.
I've got to tie me shoe.
Bob Bono.
Bob Bono. I remember you back when you were playing the clubs, don't you know?
Don't you know? Potatoes.
Potatoes
and leprechauns, right? Am I right?
Real quick, I got an email. I want to pass this along. It says, hey, guys, they're looking for a shout out. It says, My name is Ellie Smith, and I would like to give a huge shout out to my twin brother, Billy, and his wife, Nicole, on Monday, May 2nd. They will be groundbreaking on their new home in Carneys Point, New Jersey, with Habitat for Humanity of Salem County.
Wow.
Listen to this. Their house and another house will be built on the land that was donated by Bruce Willis. A time capsule will also be buried in the land that he donated. I was thinking about Bruce again the other day and just how bad I feel for that guy and what he's going through. She said, Billy and Nicole are both huge fans of the Preston and Steve Show. They've gone to the Camp Out for Hunger every year the past 2 years. And he also did a shout out to me for our birthday when we got our Wonder Twin tattoos.
Hey.
They both mean the world to me. Billy is one of the most important people in my life, and I don't know what I would do without him. When he met Nicole, she was a great addition to our family, and now I can't imagine my life without her, too. And the fact that they now are that now they are finally getting a house, I couldn't be happier. No couple deserves this more than they do. So she said, thank you, Ellie Smith, Wonder Twin number 2. So a shout out for you guys and congratulations. Another quick one. I'm a little late on this. Says my incredible husband Jeff is turning 40 on April 29th. It would thrill him to get a shout out. Jeff and I have been together for 19 years, married for almost 13. He's my best friend. He is a loving father to our daughters, and he is a caring ER nurse. And I've been listening to you, Stephen, all versions of your show since the DRE days. And I turned Jeff onto you when you moved to his favorite station and birthday buddy, WMMR. Thanks so much, you rock. And that is from Stacy Zurich. So here's a shout out. And then I'll do one more because it's for today. It says, I'd love to send a birthday wish to my soon-to-be husband, Brian. We met 3 years ago, and we always joked that he thought that I was a cool girl because I listened to the show.
Hey.
Brian listens to the show every day as he works from home. Thanks for making me seem a little cooler in his eyes. His birthday is May 4th, and our big day is June 25th, so I'm a day early on this. That is from Jenny Wagner in Wilmington, Delaware. So there's a shout out. I forgot, tomorrow's May 4th.
Yes, may the 4th be with you.
And Gorski's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Do we celebrate Ann Gorski's birthday?
Tomorrow's a celebration day. It's not actually her birthday, but as far as we're concerned, it's her birthday.
Okay.
So we will celebrate.
Between that and Bill West and Talk Like Bill West, I've lost track of everything.
Too many holidays.
Here's a quick butt plug. This is a wine tasting fundraiser that's been named Pours for Parker B at Bin 66 in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. All the money raised will go directly to TSC Alliance. Nick, you posted this, I saw on our community page the other day. It's Saturday, May 21st, and it is a wine boutique. Bin 66 is a wine boutique in Rehoboth Beach. And Parker BB, who is the beneficiary, was diagnosed with TSC before he was born. It's a rare condition in which cells basically don't know when to stop growing.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this.
Cause benign tumors to continually grow throughout one's vital organs. So that's heart, brain, liver, eyes, etc. So it's a great event, and it's coming up Saturday, May 21st. So details on the events page of PrestonandSteve.com. And speaking of that, this Saturday, a butt plug for Steve Morrison, who's going to be hosting the Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event for the Laurel House, and he's doing it in my stead. I had some plans I couldn't get out of, and won't be able to make it. But it's a lot of fun, and we need some people to sign up and walk for Team WMMR.
We know it's kind of sort of last second-ish, so if you wanted, we'd really appreciate it if you wanted to join our team. It is a lot of fun. They will provide the shoes.
Yep.
And so I bring my own flats. That are a little bit more comfortable, but it's just the gesture of going out. It's a lot of fun. There are things that are given away.
Yep.
You'll learn a little bit about Laurel House.
Absolutely.
And listen, just this year past, a friend of the show, somebody we all know, a guy, this is how far the reach of Laurel House is. They helped him. He was having a domestic abuse situation at home, obviously domestic. And so he needed help, and Laurel House not only stepped in, but handheld and made sure he got through it in flying colors.
Yeah, it's not just physical violence.
No.
If you're being verbally abused regularly, they can help you get out of that situation and move on to something that's a little bit more promising for you. It's what they do. And they, of course, they have shelters for people who are in really bad condition, and they are willing and able to do all of that for you. And it's a fun event, rain or shine. We've done it in the rain before.
Absolutely.
It's fine. Bring your umbrellas and so on. So that is this Saturday. That is also at PrestonandSteve.com on the events page. So please sign up and be a part of that if you can. I did notice a few things.
Noticer is back, baby. And he's noticing like a mofo.
All right,
And King is close to almost saying mother effer.
Really? I love that.
Got caught up in the character.
I love this idea, and if this and listen, today is Tattoos Day, and it's great. And if you're into getting some permanent ink, rock on. I have some myself, but there's a product or an invention called Made to Fade tattoos.
Made to fade tattoos.
Yes.
Okay. These are not like the press-ons where you kind of rub and
No. So this story is out of Los Angeles, and I got to believe I need to look on how if this is spreading into the tattoo shop world, because honestly, this could expand their business because
yes, you have another. So the quote unquote permanent tattoo, which now would tattoo removal, is still very involved. If you had something that was, kind of cool that you didn't have to plan on having around forever, that'd be great.
So there's it's called ephemeral tattoo. They use a trademarked ink that's made to fade in 9 to 15 months. Developed by chemical engineers, the ink is made from medical grade biocompatible materials that are broken down naturally by the body's immune system.
So is the tattoo applied the same way a regular tattoo would be applied?
That's a good question. I believe it is. Nick, if you could search
looks like
a little bit of
a
that.
tattoo pen.
Yeah, so they're using a needle.
Yeah.
So subcutaneously, so to speak, they will put the ink in and then it just dissipates?
It eventually will fade.
Does it come out in your pee-pee or your poop?
I don't know about that, but we're looking at pictures of tattoo after 5 days. It looks fresh and clean.
Yeah.
And then after 6 months, it is very, very faded.
Wow.
And then it's supposed to eventually fade all the way. So what that would be great for is trying out a design and determining whether you love it enough to make it permanent if you want to. You know what I mean?
I think now would a tattoo shop, as it stands, I just have the small Flyers tattoo on my ankle, but would a tattoo shop, if you were to say, can you kind of draw on something and let me see what I think about it for a little bit? And
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
because
try it before you buy it.
I've seen before that they some tattoo shops will take there's like an ink imprint of it and put it on your skin first and then tattoo over that.
Right.
But I don't know if they would. You remember RC used to take Sharpies and draw on people.
Right.
And say, just do these, fake one-day tattoo thingies.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would, if requested, if you could say, hey, can you sketch this on me first or something else just so I can see what it looks like there? It's a good question.
Do I like it here?
This in the no, it says traditional tattoos work like this.
Yeah, that's not helpful.
No, that's I was looking for how the. All right, it says ephemeral ink is different. What exactly is made is closely guarded secret, but it's biodegradable, medical grade materials naturally break down.
It's made with Yoo-hoo.
The key is developing this technology into tattoo ink that's not only look good but faded consistently. I don't know. It doesn't say how they go about administering, but it looks like the same way. Looks like it's exactly the same way. And I love when I meet people who have interesting tattoos. I was off buying some glasses the other day, and the woman that was working there was who was helping me out had these really great tattoos on her arm.
Yeah.
I just sit there and just look at them and go, wow,
when it's done well,
that would look great on me.
When it looks great. Our friend, Charmaine, who was, was Suicide Girl when we first met her.
She was hottest tattoo girl, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see it done right, and where you're like, wow, look at the work on that. It's amazing.
But I wonder about, I think I'll sit there and go, I would really like to have that. That would be cool. But then I stop and go, I don't know if I'd want that all the time.
Quick question here, though. So, would you experience the same level of
pain,
discomfort,
probably
for your let's see what it looks like, then only to go through the same thing again to get it permanently?
And
it's not that bad.
Not only that, though, it
really isn't.
It doesn't look good for like an entire year. So like after month 1, it looks good. 5 months in, it starts to look a little crappy. 9 months in, it looks crappy. So you have to,
But they're showing here in the picture case from 12 to 15 months, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for
you're gonna have to do a month or two with it looking
where it
really
actually
bad.
looks bad.
Yeah.
I think if you're doing it, Steve, for that reason, just to see if you like it and see if it looks good, I think you're better off just putting some permanent marker on there first and
and doing it that way.
Yeah,
and not going through the pain of getting the tattoo just to do it all over again.
I love this idea. I think
Yeah.
it's great, and especially if you did it like right at the beginning of the spring when you're going to have more skin exposure.
Okay.
And then by the time winter rolls around and it's gone,
What's your status with your tattoos? Are you were getting removal? Yeah, I know you've always, or not always. Obviously, when you got them, you didn't hate them, but
yeah.
Well, what are you thinking of replacing them out or just eradicating them completely?
I like just get rid of them.
Yeah, really.
But unfortunately, the one on my ankle has colors that can't be removed. It's like yellows and whites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't. They
Really?
can't. They can't laser those off.
I was just scrolling through Instagram yesterday, the day before, and Steve, maybe you've seen this, but it was a bad Batman tattoo on in between somebody's shoulders on their back.
No, I didn't see.
But the cover job was unbelievably gorgeous. It was
Really?
Yeah, it was like an uneven, traditional Batman logo. And Connor, if you can find it, it's really remarkable, the before and the after, because they ended up doing sort of like a cityscape of Gotham, and then like a Dark Knight version of Batman, like the Christian Bale version.
Yeah.
It was such a cool cover job that I was like, man, if you have a bad tattoo and then you go see the right artist, they can make it look fantastic.
They can make well, I dig that.
Yeah. So this is something I have no idea how widespread this is right now. I just have the story of this one place in Los Angeles that's doing it, but I'm interested to see where that goes. In that industry, and if it would be popular, or I would imagine the purists look at it and go, see it as BS, as a bunch of crap. But I would think that as an artist, even though it's your artwork, as far as a bottom line status goes, there's a chance to make more money because people might be coming back for more.
No,
of those.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, all right, just notice that, and it's only one of the things that I noticed. There are many
There are
things.
more things to be noticed.
The world's largest blue diamond now has a price tag to match its rarity. The 15.1 carat diamond called the De Beers Cullinan.
DeMazel.
The De Beers Cullinan Blue sold for $57.5 million.
Does that make it the
Wednesday? It is almost the most expensive, I believe. It says the world's largest blue diamond. Well, hang on a second. The one-of-a-kind diamond had been expected to sell for about $48 million, and an anonymous buyer secured the gem via phone after an 8-minute bidding war among 4 potential buyers. So it went for $57.5 million.
8 minutes? That's it? That's all they debated over for $57 million?
I guess so, yeah. The diamond comes from South Africa's Cullinan Mine.
Oh, if we cancel Netflix.
And when it's obtained in 2021, it has since attained all of the highest rankings on which colored diamonds are assessed. The Gemological Institute of America categorized the jewel as, quote, fancy vivid blue, which is the top color grading of its class.
So what is the most valuable diamond currently? Is it the Hope Diamond because of the legend?
I don't think so.
I know that also the Hope Diamond isn't as desirable because, well, first off, it's in the Smithsonian, but second off, it has a famous curse attached
it's
to it.
supposed to be cursed.
Yeah.
Blue diamonds of this importance are exceptionally rare, with only 5 examples over 10 carats have ever come to auction, none of which have exceeded 15 carats, making the appearance of this flawless gem a landmark event in itself.
It's gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. If I have $57 million, maybe I think about buying it.
Well, you know what? Maybe Singer could give you a discount.
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
So I know this isn't a true story, but I was on the Snow White roller coaster ride last week.
Right.
And
well, that's a true story.
It is a true story. That part is true.
Yeah.
The part that's not true is what the dwarves do for a living, and they are miners.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Not 1/16.
Why do they live in such humble conditions when they are just? Because we were going through the mine shaft, and I was like, dude, there's like these beautiful.
They should be living high on the hog,
they
right?
Should be.
I think maybe they're saving up.
Or it's slave labor. I don't know what's going on there, but like.
Well, who are they mining for?
Yeah. Are they mining
you
for
don't know?
Snow White? I don't know.
I always thought that those things didn't mean much to them. You know, that the
They could give a rat's ass.
Yeah, they don't give a rat's ass. No, that they I don't know.
They just do it because they love it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they love
they're
getting
dwarfs.
black lung disease.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's so grumpy.
Yeah. I can't breathe.
Yeah,
I
but
have COPD.
One of them's really happy though.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's dopey.
No.
They're Whole variety.
And there's a smart. You got Doc. I mean, he's not an idiot.
He went to med school.
Yeah.
All right.
He went to med
There's
school.
Vegetative.
Who are the 7?
The dwarf that never moves.
Doc, bashful, sleepy, dopey,
Recalcitrant.
Grumpy,
And Dopey.
Magnanimous.
Dopey.
Vixen, and Donner.
And Peter North.
Bashful? Did you say Bashful?
Peter North. He did not say Bashful.
I did say bashful.
Here's Doc,
You did?
Sleepy, and Peter North.
Happy, Doc, Grumpy, Dopey, Bashful, Sleepy, Sneezy.
Sneezy.
I forgot about Sneezy.
Okay.
Steve, to answer your question, the world's most valuable diamonds, according to a quick Google search, the Cullinan diamond, which is the one that Preston's referencing, could be worth up to $400 million, and it just sold for 58. Is that what you said? Yeah,
7.5.
And then the Hope diamond is apparently worth $350 million. Then the De Beers Centenary diamond, that's worth $100 million, and then there's one called the Steinmetz Pink diamond, and that's $25 million.
A lot of these, this jewelry, this highly coveted jewelry does come. A lot of them have stories of curses and things, bad luck that have issues that have befallen people who have gotten the diamonds or whatever jewel we're talking about.
By the way, the Oppenheimer blue, which is another blue diamond, sold for just a little bit more in 2016. It went for $57,541 million, a difference of $70,000. So they're really close in their value as far as those staggering numbers are concerned. Wow. All right, let's see. That's all we're going to notice on that one. Okay, how about this? Mindfulness is a Jedi teaching.
That's right.
That you can practice with Headspace.
Oh.
Which is the app, that you use for mindful meditation.
Yep.
Star Wars and Headspace have teamed up to create breathing exercises just in time for tomorrow, May the 4th. The new breathing exercise. Don't you feel better now? The new breathing exercises.
On a beach. The sun is setting. Gently you take your lover's hand.
The new breathing exercises feature Yoda, BB-8, Chewbacca, and R2-D2.
Hey, Chewbacca!
Animations show Yoda's eyes opening and closing, Chewbacca's home planet, that would be Kashyyyk, and more. And
what is Yoda? What's he
his
offering?
eyes opening and closing.
Oh, that's it?
So just kind of his face, I guess.
He's drunk.
That tranquil look about him.
Drunk I am.
Schnockered I be.
Knockered. Yes.
So the new content will be available tomorrow, May the 4th. So they'll be doing, this you could meditate to.
This is beautiful. This is one of the
Don't you have lyrics to this, Casey, or you used to?
It was like, yeah.
Two
suns. That's all. It was just two
in
suns.
the sky.
Above Tatooine.
I better get sunblock. That's such a great there was.
Okay. Did he come around? Did he become nice, Baca?
I'm not going to give it away for
Okay.
people who haven't seen. But I'll tell you this. I thought overall Boba Fett was good.
You know what would be better?
Yeah.
Bad Baca.
Bad Baca.
Bad Baca is better than mean Baca.
I texted Casey when he was in Disney a couple weeks ago.
Al Baca.
No. I said
name's Al.
This is
Al Baca.
This is a Casey line that legit made me laugh out loud. And I said because he was going down there for just a couple days or whatever. And I said I hope you get to hug Chewbacca. And his response was, I hope I get to chew hug Baca. I laughed so damn hard at such a silly Casey line. But man, that was a
That
good
would
one.
be such a great last name, though. If you were to introduce yourself at a sales meeting and say, "Hi, I'm Ronald Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here this morning."
Or Lou Baca.
Lou Baca.
Or Stu Baca. Yeah. Hey,
Chewbacca.
There's Stu Baca, Lou Baca.
I mean, listen, and it's a great line in Endgame where he goes, "It's a made-up name," and then Thor goes, "All names are made up," and so essentially all of our last names are made up. And at a certain point, I think people will like, I don't like the name Smith anymore. I want the last name Chewbacca.
How come I never get my mail?
Yeah.
Well, look at people. Look at the musicians today.
Look at them with their long
They're
hair
doing all
and
kinds
smoking
of-
pot.
All kinds of weird names. No.
Oh.
Saying like Lizzo.
Trying to help you.
know.
MGK.
Yeah.
That's not his real name. There was a guy at the Sixers game last night sitting courtside at the Miami Heat Sixers game.
And you thought it might have been
No, he looked
Chewbacca?
He looked nope. Neither Chewbacca. No, he looked very much like Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
But the woman sitting to his immediate right was not Megan Fox.
In the boots?
Did
you see the woman in the Jessica Rabbit dress?
I saw her, Casey. Apparently, I looked her up as well. I think she's an opera singer, believe it or not.
Oh.
But this guy looked like he wanted to look like Machine Gun Kelly, and he was sitting courtside, and
Well,
I have no idea who he was.
Pete Davidson had adopted that look because his bestie is Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
So I don't know. There's a lot of maybe that's a popular look now. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
It surpasses the Chewbacca look.
All right. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, there was
Chewbacca.
No, it was Mindful Headspace.
Headspace.
Do you ever use that app?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I did for a little while. I tried. And I had a hard time concentrating.
Now you do Wordle.
I do. Yes, actually, that is very zen for me. Although sometimes it's very frustrating.
Oh, yeah. You want to get frustrated, try Quirtle and then Octurtle. It would be Octortle, I guess.
Which is what you do, 8 of them?
8 of them.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right, let me see what else I got here. From the noticer file. All right, so the long arm of the Canadian law could extend way out onto the lunar surface as the government seeks to put Canadian astronauts on notice.
Space bounties?
If they commit crimes on the moon, they'll still face criminal charges.
You would think that would be like, you'd be free of the laws of Earth.
Yep. Nope. Not in this, according to them. The proposed amendment. And this is, believe it or not, this is something somebody had to think about and go, look.
Right.
If we really have a situation and we need some kind of disciplinary action to take.
Sure. Did you kill a space moose?
We have to put this stuff into writing. The proposed amendment to the code that would include crimes committed on the moon can be found deep inside the 443-page Budget Implementation Act that was tabled Tuesday in the House of Commons. By the way, there's a book called Artemis I read a while back. It was okay.
Yeah.
But it does cover that law on the moon. There's a moon base.
Yes.
And enforcing the law. And in fact, it was written by the guy who wrote The Martian and also Project Hail Mary.
You were very much into that for a while.
Project Hail Mary is a great book, and so is.
But Artemis, not so much.
And The Martian is great too. Artemis, I didn't like as much. It's good.
Yeah.
They're going to make it into a movie. I think it'll make for a really good movie.
Andy Weir. That's
it. Great author. The criminal code already accounts for astronauts who may commit crimes during space flight to the International Space Station. Any such crime committed there is considered to have been committed in Canada. But with Canadian,
well, if you're in a Canadian on a Canadian base or Canadian jurisdiction on the moon, right? But
right, yeah. I guess that would. Because there are portions of the ISS that are made by different countries. There's a United States part, there's a Russian part, there's a Chinese part.
And we own the moon now.
Because we put a flag there. So they govern those. I think that's the way it works in space, Steve, if I understand correctly.
So like if you travel way out into the ocean, and maritime law, at least the old thing used to be, you can get away with pretty much, you have to be within a certain distance of a country to be beholding to their laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I've never looked up what maritime law actually means.
Like there are a lot of people say, you could just go out and kill people. No,
there's some, you're going to be held accountable by someone.
It's the jurisdiction that comes into play. So like Steve, I actually studied this a little bit in college, and I'm sure that it's changed in the 20 years since I graduated. But like for some laws, it's within 3 miles of the land. For other laws, believe it or not, it's 300 miles.
Sure.
And I don't know what the difference is. So I'm not 100% sure on the details.
297 miles.
Yes.
Thank you. Our old intern Jake Matera, he's stand-up comedian,
Yes.
and he has this bit, and I never looked up to see if it was just a bit or if it was true, but the way he presented it sounded true to me. But he said that there is one place in the United States where essentially you can get away with murder.
It's where a couple of different converging,
like counties or whatever, because so it's essentially a county that has 0 living inhabitants, right? And so since you are going to be tried by a jury of your peers,
and there are 0 people in that county. If you murder somebody there, you won't have a trial in that county, blah, 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 blah.
I want to say it's near Yellowstone.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, I think we've talked
And
about
I think
this
there's some
before.
validity to that. I don't know if you were to, like, blow up a bus full of people,
It's
they
very
go,
specific.
Get out of here.
About what municipality can or can't hold you accountable in that particular area.
That's where the Space Mounties step.
All right, Nick found this. There's one. Yeah. It's called the Zone of Death.
Okay.
And it's is it in Idaho?
It's near
It's right near Yellowstone. Yeah.
Yes, it is in Idaho. Yeah.
An odd loophole going back almost 150 years created the so-called Zone of Death over 50 square miles of the iconic Yellowstone National Park. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't federal law supersede any local Idaho laws, though?
Yeah, you would
Because it's a federal, it's a national park.
Yeah, and you're still murdering someone, so
which is a federal crime.
You still murdered someone.
Yeah, I think you'd be held accountable.
You're both up in opposing mountains. No.
It goes into detail here, but it's a little too much, jibber jabber to
I'm
dive into.
simply a Wolverine. I was asked to represent my client out of the kindness of my heart. I agreed because he's in the zone of death. I would say he is free of all sorts of criminal prosecution.
Ibid, Your Honor.
I yield to the beaver.
Nice beaver.
By the way, a Canadian crew member who, during a space flight, commits an act or omission outside Canada that is committed in Canada would constitute an indictable offense is deemed to have committed that act or omission in Canada. I don't know what that means, but that's what it says. So essentially, they're placing some rules for Canadian astronauts, and if you commit a crime,
yeah, eventually you'll have to have courts on the moon.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep. All right, here's something else I noticed. There's a new survey of United Kingdom adults, and out of the 2,250 adults surveyed, 40% of the single men, almost a full half, said that they sleep in filthy bed sheets for up to 4 months at a time.
Thank God Kathy's not here.
I know. I should have saved it for her being here, but we know what reaction we would get from her. Ew, gross.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
The recommended duration between clean sets of sheets from health experts is 1 week. Anybody do that? 1 week?
No.
Well, 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So the sheets. It's funny because I sleep on top of the bed. The sheets are I never use the sheets under the bedspread. But they get swapped out every 2 weeks regardless. And what I do is I sleep on top and I use like a blanket.
The sign for us, Steve, because I'm in charge of most of the laundry in the house, is amount of cat hair in one particular area on the sheets. And then it's like, you know what? We can build a cat here. It's time to wash the sheets.
Rochelle and I sleep in separate rooms, so I wash my sheets whenever Rochelle says it's time to wash your sheets.
That's good. Yeah.
And Claire she's upstairs in the other in the master bedroom. I'm down in the bat room, and she's got a California king that she sleeps on. So those sheets are they're a little bit more problematic when you're cleaning.
By the way, 12% of those men said that they would wash them, quote, when they remember. Yeah. As for everyone else, 62% of single women said they wash their sheets every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And the majority of couples said 3 weeks.
All right, when you were a bachelor, how often did you swap them out?
Never.
Yeah, and then you did
Never.
What if a lady was coming over?
Never.
Then you'd clean it, yeah.
Really?
A lot of times it would look like the Shroud of Turin.
We weren't going to do it in the bed. That's where I sleep for crying out loud.
That's a good point. Man, I woke up so sweaty.
Get into the bathroom, bitch.
I thought about washing them this morning because I woke up just like in a puddle of sweat. It was gross.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing last night, but I was fighting somebody in my dreams.
A survey from 2018, for example, found single American men waited 45 days before washing their sheets. One from 2017 found single men only wash their sheets only 4 times a year and rarely change the pillowcases. Yeah, well, that would be every 3 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 times a year. That sounds about me.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Especially, now, Nick, if you're someone who does sleep and perspire a great deal at night, you probably want to do it more often. I don't.
Yeah, it was just, it was last night. It's not normal.
Yeah.
And I sleep in a separate bed during the week as well. But it was like, the pillow was like damp when I got up this morning. I was grossed out by myself.
Did you make a pee-pee?
No, it was just sweat. But it was one of those things where like you wake up and you're immediately cold. 'Cause your whole body's drenched in sweat. Yeah, it's good times.
All right. One more noticer thing.
One more noticer item.
This
from the
is
noticer.
this is actually not this is not an article or anything.
Not an article.
I don't know why I was. Maybe I read something.
It caught
the
your
other day
eye.
that made me think of this. I'm an eye catcher. I'm the eye
He's an eye catcher.
You guys are from, and I hate to end on a down note, but I want to get this out there.
All right, go ahead.
You've heard of do not resuscitate orders?
Yes.
Before. Why do people want to do that?
Because they, so I can tell you there was a veterinarian application that, like how long do you work on resuscitating someone? Like, in other words, they don't want extraordinary. A lot of times if someone's in a bad way and they have a do not resuscitate, it's like, don't bring me back so I can live in a bad state anyway. In other words, they want to put the kibosh on, oh, we brought him back, so now he can live as this, whatever it is, this mess that he's, this poor person has become. Most often I've heard it applied to those cases where it's like, if it's my time, let me go. I'm done. As opposed to work feverishly to bring me back.
Kind of flirts a little bit with assisted suicide, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
I didn't
in a
mean
way.
to bring such a heavy subject here, but I mean, if you bring someone back and they're vegetative or whatever, and then you decide, okay, they shouldn't be living this way, well, then you can't do that.
The first case listed in this wiki article, Preston, is Terry Schiavo, and that was obviously
that was around here.
And it was a weird case, and people were very opinionated about it. But I believe she had a DNR.
A DNR, okay.
But then some people wanted to fight that because they felt like she deserved to live.
Well, sometimes with pets, if you're, again, this is my experience with that, they'll ask how far do you want us to go, as far as resuscitating, if the, and it's always a question of pain and quality of life and so on and so forth. So
yeah, but this is the person themselves going, don't do that to me.
No.
And you know what?
And I can see that if I was in a horrible way and life was excruciating and I finally I'm free, of that pain or whatever, I might just say, let me go.
Yeah, and with the Terry Schiavo thing, because it was such a huge news story at the time, it was her husband who wanted her to not be kept alive, per her wishes, and her parents, I believe, who wanted to. And
That's right.
And as a result, it ended up being this long-ass battle, and my wife ended up telling me, she goes, under no circumstances do you ever let me lay in a bed like she did. Not, she wanted me to do what I guess Terry had asked her husband to do, which is let her pass.
Were they in Florida at the time?
Yes.
I don't remember.
The case was in Florida, yeah.
But I mean, that's different. Well, yeah, okay. I guess it's if you're sick and you're starting to think about that thing, that's when you might have that. Or do people have that in general?
I have a DIY.
Oh,
yeah. Which is if you resuscitate me and install a dormer.
Here's a text that says, I'm a police officer, and we go to a lot of medical calls. And if we start CPR on someone, and sometimes the family will bring the DNR, and we need to stop, a lot of people don't want to suffer through the broken ribs of CPR, as well as being hooked up to feeding tubes and breathing tubes and so on.
And that's a consideration.
Yep. Hang on. I want to go to Katie. Hi, Katie. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Katie?
I'm doing well. So I'm a nurse, and I just want to say everybody needs to talk to their families, even if you're a young, healthy person. Talk to your husbands, talk to your wives, and let them know what you want, because there are so many times that we see people that should not be on ventilators for long periods of time, and their families are like, no, this is what they want. They'd want to come back. Just have that conversation with your family. It's not, something that needs to be taken lightly,
Yeah.
And would you recommend, Katie, and I think this is the case when I've heard it discussed, like, again, I hate to keep applying it to animals because humans are different, but it is the same. It is in the way we had kind of have parameters, like, if it gets to this point, this is where we don't. But and so, like you're saying, there's spell out exactly what you'd want to go
with that, Katie. How detailed can you get in those? Do you know?
You can get extremely detailed when you are, you go to an attorney, you do with your power of attorney. You can say, I want fluids, I want IV antibiotics, I don't want that, I want a feeding tube, I don't want that. You can be as specific as you want, and you can also dictate, say you have a catastrophic stroke where there's no brain activity left, you can say, okay, in that case, you can take me off of everything. You can be as specific as you want, or you can say, I talk to my husband all the time. He doesn't want to hear it, but I tell him, and I'm like, I don't want any of this stuff. And if you choose, you're going to have a time frame. Like, you're going to talk to those doctors and say, okay, we're going to give her, 7 to 10 days and see what happens. But you're not keeping me on it forever.
Right.
But you need to have that conversation with your family, and organ donation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have that conversation with your family. Let it be known. You can save so many people.
It's a good idea.
After you have passed away, and you can give life to other people. So also have that conversation along with the DNR.
Absolutely.
It's tricky because if you are a DNR, sometimes you cannot donate your organs. There's stipulations with that, with gift of life and everything. But have that conversation with your family and let them know your wishes.
So there's some aspects of which you are where you will you want to be let go and allowed to pass, but that could have an issue concerning the use of your organs.
Yes, you have to be. I forget, and I'm blanking right now, but you have to be on the ventilator for some amount of time for them to then go through and say, okay, she's going to go through gift of life donation.
Okay.
And, they'll take you down to the OR, and you have to essentially pass away in that period of time for them to be an organ donor. There are, I think, some cases, I want to say with corneal donation, where they have had DNRs and people pass away naturally, and they are able to donate cornea and sometimes I think skin grafts, but essential organs, I do believe you have to be on a ventilator for a certain amount of time for them to then go through the process.
It's worth looking into.
Somebody texted in and said not only their DNRs, they're do not intubate, DNIs, and that's different.
Yep, you can have a DNR, a DNI. You can have, I want to be intubated, but I don't want chest compressions, which is hard because if we're giving you medication and we're not compressing your chest, the medication's not going to go through bloodstream.
Question, Katie, that would be out the window. Let's say you get in a car accident and the EMTs show up and they start getting to work on you. They don't know that stuff.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you specify if you're being resuscitated that they use tongue?
Oh, my God.
In the mouth-to-mouth part?
Yeah. French me back to life.
Some people will have bracelets too, like a do not resuscitate bracelet.
Okay.
And like I said, it's just a huge conversation to have, and it's not, don't take your family by surprise with it, but just let them know what you want.
Okay, Katie, in this exact case, and you're making a very salient point, which is, okay, I know it's difficult for you, but think of the panic that will ensue with your loved ones when they're trying to figure out what you wanted. You're actually saving them the pain.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Katie. Appreciate it.
You.
All right, see ya. I'm not going to stay on this too long. It's a heavy topic, but let me go to Susie real quick. Is that okay? Or you need me to stop talking?
No, I need you to stop talking.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got the concert cash. Susie, sorry.
We love you.
We'll get you another time. But
Bill's mad at us.
Sorry, Bill. He wants us to stop talking clearly, and Santa's got to go. So we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. When we return, that's all I've noticed. By the way, can I get my outro?
That's it for the
notice
noticer.
thing. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Part A.
Yeah, we'll come back in a second, and when we return, the concert cash. We already had a winner just a little while ago. Let's make sure you have a chance to win when we get back. Stay there.
Preston and Steve.
Leprechauns, am I right?
Wow.
Shillelaghs, right, guys?
Shillelaghs, potatoes, and leprechauns. Right, everybody?
I love this text from somebody that says, I think you two just canceled. Case, we got to get you on one of those water jet packs.
Oh my God, I would love that.
We've got to get you on that. So I know they do.
Where's the closest one?
They've got them down there somewhere.
AC, they do.
We talked about it last year or the year before, and people said that they are available in certain spots. Very, very expensive to rent. But
Are they?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's the case.
Maybe
or not,
we get a knockoff one.
A knockoff jetpack. But I personally would love to go on one of those things. But I'm dying to see you on one.
You see the dudes who are able to flip down and go underwater and dive it down and come back up?
Since they've had those out now for several years, there's people that have mastered them, and they can do all kinds of spinny, wild, crazy things in the air and then dive down in and back up.
I'm afraid that I would jetpack myself right down into the water and not be able to right myself, and then just
go down to the bottom and stay there.
Yes, just continue to thrust myself.
I don't.
We're watching video footage. They now have them where you can strap them on your feet.
Yeah.
That's
It's basically just a board.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I wouldn't do that one. I would not do that one.
Killed on these.
Casey, who would be more?
Just screaming down to the ocean floor.
Where's Daddy? Any kids? Anybody see Daddy?
Please welcome Lil Rel Howery to the show.
What up? What
This
up?
morning,
What it
Rel.
do? I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
You bet, man. Thanks for coming in.
For those who may not be familiar with you, you've had so many great, awesome roles, and you won the MTV Movie Award for Best Comedic Performance in the movie Get Out. That had to have been a nice little feather in the cap, getting an award for that.
Yeah, it's actually really dope because also last night my friend Tiffany Haddish received the same award.
Yeah. Yes.
We just took it. I told her this morning, back-to-back years.
And she's in Uncle Drew.
Yeah, she's in Uncle Drew also, which is such a fun movie, man, we did.
So explain for people who are familiar, they may have seen the commercials. There were the commercials were featuring the character of Uncle Drew. Explain what Uncle Drew is about.
So it started from, so people don't know this, Kyrie came up with Uncle Drew, and
He created it?
It's based on his dad. 'Cause
Wow.
His dad still plays basketball. So he basically created this he's better as an older version of his dad, but his dad still plays all the time. Just this older guy who's on the court still balling dudes.
So it was him who came up with the idea this guy who sort of schools some street ballers.
And the first time he did, I think we always forget. So they did it in Chicago first, and nobody knew who it was. So it was actually a real court, real game. He showed up in the old man stuff, balled everybody out. I didn't even know it was Kyrie until maybe like the fourth commercial.
Yeah, because it was hard. The makeup was done, first off, very well. You could obviously see body-wise, the guy, it would have been an exemplary shape. But the facial makeup was very well done.
It was very well done. That's what was so amazing about the movie with all the prosthetics, with all the players.
Yeah.
I'm almost forgot how everybody looked in real life.
Did you?
Because they'll be in there for 5 hours. So when I show up on set, they already old. And when I left, they were still old. So I literally forgot how everybody looked until Kyrie did that press conference when he went to the Celtics. And I was like, oh. That's your face.
Well, in the movie, so you have a team, and you have your adversary is Nick Kroll, which is borderline science fiction that he's got, but I got it. So he's your adversary because he plays a good prick. So you guys are playing off against each other. He sort of steals he just crushes you. He's your adversary.
Yeah, he's destroyed my life in different times.
So that spurs you on to
have to find somebody to help me, and that's when I heard about Uncle Drew from different people, like the guys at the barbershop tell me about him, but I've never seen him.
It's the stuff of legend, but you figure you'll explore it.
Like, come on, whatever. So it was like when Dax, his name, my character, discovers Drew, was really by mistake. This is after I couldn't find any new players to play on my team. Went around all these different playgrounds, and I just happened to be at a playground and see Drew take on this dude one-on-one. That's when I approached him.
And so what his one deal is, he'll do it, but he has to be able to pick his own teammates.
Right, that's where the story gets hilarious and fun. That it's taking this road trip to pick up all these other old dudes.
And you're getting older versions of these great players.
Shaq and Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Preston mentioned Get Out.
Yeah.
We had Jordan Peele in, I guess he was still working on Get Out. He was in promoting, I think it was Keanu.
Yeah.
And it became clear as we were talking that he was just a huge horror fan in this whole thing. And he was simultaneously sort of excited but nervous about what Get Out would be. None of you could have seen how this would take off the way it did.
No, I mean, when we did it, it was one of those things where like, either this is going to do well or it's not, right? And it wasn't a big budget, so we all did do it because we loved Jordan Peele, and I just loved the script. Once the trailer came out and then we went to reshoot the ending, I'm like, oh, I think this is gonna do good.
What was your first indication? Was it the
it was the trailer?
The trailer.
It was the trailer.
Yeah,
the way when my family started calling me like, we can't wait to see this. I'm like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Why did you reshoot the ending?
Well, I wanted to ask about that too because I watched both endings, and we don't want to betray what happens at the end of the movie.
Wait, I didn't know there's two.
It's on the disc.
On the disc.
You get it on.
You can see the original.
They actually got it on YouTube too. I mean, the original ending.
Which one did you like better? Before you go into the story about that.
I appreciate the original because it was real.
Yep.
But then also I knew as a fan of movies, we just needed a hero, man.
Yeah, it needed to have a more satisfying ending. I know what you mean.
People would have left the theater with different energy if we would have kept. Because when I saw the first cut, it was with the original ending, and I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Because he's a. I mean that. Here's the difference. Horror, and they'll say horror comedy. I like my horror. You can have some comedy, and you provide the comedy.
But you know what made it work though? Because Jordan wrote it real.
He wrote it real. Yes, you can tell.
All I was the audience that watched the movie,
and that's why it works. When they try to over yuck it up, that's when they screw it up. Because that would have undermined what is really a brilliant horror movie that works on multiple levels.
Yeah. And what was masterfully done was that the trailer thought you were getting into one thing and the movie got you into something else. And you're like, whoa. That's hard to pull off.
How much of your character of the... First off, do you ever have to go through TSA ever now?
So I'll tell you something funny about that. They show love when I showed them. Oh man, we appreciate you, but you still got to take your shoes off. So I still get no real love. I still got to do everything. They still do it. Like they take their job more seriously now, which is crazy. Like,
well, you give them a sense of pride. Was there any on-set ad-libbing because you seem so natural? Your simultaneous pride and condemnation of him for going in the first place.
So the funny thing about it is, I thought I was saying stuff that was scripted, and then we did a panel, and Jordan was like, nah, this is you just saying stuff.
Wow, that's great.
But he let me do that. He'll have, like, we'll do the takes where I do everything scripted, and I do a real take. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, if anyone's going to appreciate comedic ability.
It's Jordan. Yeah, that's why he's a great director.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, talking about being on the set and improving lines, and we have Adam McKay as a friend of the show, and he says he'll laugh when someone's riffing on set and doing the deal, and that actually encourages the actors. You as a performer, when you're doing something, do you like to hear response, or does it throw you off? Because technically, you're not supposed to be hearing someone laughing, but how does it work?
Well, that's the thing. It depends on what it is. Like, so if it's, for instance, like, it's not I'm trying to plug this, but I got a show on Fox this year called Real, a sitcom.
Yes.
I like a live studio audience because I like to hear it right away. It's easy to write to that. I give you a perfect example of not that environment is doing Get Out. I kept trying to make Daniel, who played, I just wanted to make him laugh. Like, he had to be sad. So I'm like saying all this crazy. That's why when you see those outtakes of me doing it, it's me trying to make him laugh, trying to break him. So, like, they'll yell cut, and we have to give him 2 minutes to just laugh.
Yeah.
Because he's so good. He was just, I'm like, I got to break this dude. But he was such a really good actor, man.
Guys, let's give it up for Lil Rel Howery.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm 4 episodes into Game of Thrones.
Excellent.
Oh.
Yes.
Is she naked yet in any of those episodes? Emilia Clarke?
Yes.
I forget how that proceeds early on in the series.
Well, she goes into a scalding hot bath. Full frontal nudity.
Yeah.
I do like it.
And Khal Drogo plows that at one point.
Well, yes, he does plow that.
So, so you're saying the nakedness, though, drops dramatically after, like, 3rd or 4th season?
Yeah, it's still there, but yeah, it's still.
She comes back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
She's got just a wonderful beef.
Reach, you're not far off, man.
Nice beaver.
She's not like one of these workout feeds where things kind of look splayed all the time. Wow. Just natural.
All right, so
Speaking of beaver, I got to show you guys. Something later.
Where did you come from?
I know. I got. It's a picture.
Okay. Well, yes.
Later.
Okay.
That's just the reminder.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone,
jot that down.
Okay.
Jot that
I'm
down.
writing it right down right now. Kathy
not my
has
beaver.
pic to show us.
The beaver pick.
I wasn't this excited when Adrian's men came on the show.
Before we do the bizarre file, I should play that piece of audio.
Okay. It's real short.
It's very, very quick. It's not an audio illusion or anything like that. But do you know? We don't know where this is. Graduation ceremony. It looks like a college graduation.
It was
ceremony.
college graduation,
and as you walk up, this is your moment. This is your family is there. It's your time to shine. You get your name said with the thousands of people in attendance. You walk across the stage. You grab your diploma that you've worked so hard for.
And paid a lot for.
Paid a lot for. This is the culmination.
And as you're walking, they announce your name.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
This is legit.
Julie,
Too legit to quit.
Wait, one more time. One more time. Quiet, everyone, please. It's her moment.
Yeah.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Oh, my God.
Forgive me.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Julie Handjob. Forgive me, Julie Handy. Forgive me, Julie Blumpkin. Forgive me, Julie Dirty Sanchez. Oh my God.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Oh.
Wow. You know what, though? That's better than just having your name read that most people are missing anyway.
You know she was called Jerk Off all throughout all her life.
It had to have been a nickname at some point, or her friends.
Julie Jerk Off.
Yeah.
Or Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
If you think about
Julie oh my God, I can't believe I said that.
Or that professor won a nice bet.
Yeah.
Said she would do it. And
Julie Salad Tosser. Oh, it's not even close.
If you think about it, in high school, she probably had jerk off as a, I wouldn't even say a nickname. You know, they made fun of her.
Maybe even her
know.
friends would call her that because it's such an obvious. But
And then she gets to college where everybody matures a little bit and she loses the jerk off for a couple of years.
It's
and
clear.
then boom.
Kirkhoff is an I mean, you can come into that Kirkhoff.
Dude, she's getting her master's degree. It's a Master of Science degree as she goes up and hears
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Well, and she doesn't. If this is the actual video that we're watching, she doesn't even flinch. The girl, Julie.
You know what? When they're doing it,
you
couldn't even hear. You're so excited, and your focus is walk forward, shake hand, take diploma, walk off. You know, jerk off.
Jerk off.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Well,
you did very well, Miss Jerkoff.
And she sounds so sweet.
$500 in this company-wide contest, and all MMR winners receive 2 free tickets to the MM Barbecue. Winners get a call from our company, Beasley. Make sure that you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com. It is sponsored by AAA Distributor. Again, the word is daily, D-A-I-L-Y. Good luck to you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, brought to you this morning by Armor Metals and Recycling. You can get paid for your old computers, monitors, printers, and more at Armor Metals and Recycling. Armor Metals is your e-cycling headquarters. Armor Metals, your most trusted recycling partner. Visit armormr.com for more information. Well, the man accused of murdering 2 people with a sword in Quebec City on Halloween night in 2020 testified Wednesday that after the second killing, he began to have doubts about what he called his mission.
Oh, good.
Carl Gerard.
Better late than never, I guess, right?
Charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Francois Duchesne and Suzanne Claremont. He is also charged with 5 counts of attempted murder. He admits to killing Duchesne and Claremont and injuring 5 others, but his lawyer will argue he was not criminally responsible at the time of the events because he was suffering from a mental disorder. Gerard testified that his goal was to create chaos, change the world, and encourage like-minded people whom he called his alter egos to continue his objective. He said that by the age of 18, he believed that he had a top-secret mission to kill and that his life would be sacrificed at the end of it. Wow.
Somebody like this is living next door to you.
And after Claremont's killing, though, he said he began to question his actions. He said, I thought I would have a feeling of accomplishment, but that wasn't the case. I decided there shouldn't be one more death, my own or anyone else. He was armed with a Japanese-style katana with a 76.9 centimeter blade and black clothing and a short-sleeve kimono. And he just went out and started killing people. It's crazy.
Apparently he was brought in by Space Mounties, Preston.
Answering questions from his lawyer, Gerard described himself as 2 different people, one who went to work and lived the real world, and another who was a mission-focused person. Wow. That is disturbing.
Yeah.
All right. This is a different kind of disturbing, but I feel for this person. A guest peed off of the boat into the ride water at Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland, according to a TikTok user, Christina. She was
disgusting. That water's so clean.
She was stuck during unexpected downtime on the attraction. Sometimes you'll be on those attractions and they'll shut down.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to sit there for a while. Well, apparently the guests were stuck for a while, and the fire department had to arrive to help. That's how long they were in there.
Then maybe I understand this then.
However, at one point during the downtime, while the lights were on, a guest lowered their pants and urinated into the water. The incident occurred.
I once took a dump in the 10 items or less.
On a previous visit. Did they count that as one more item?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
buddy. You got to go now. Damn it.
But listen, if you're stuck on one of those rides and you got to pee and you're in a boat and there's nowhere to go,
it seems fitting.
You either have to pee in your pants, in the boat, or in the water.
By the way, the pirates themselves would pee off the boat.
Hell yes, they would. Absolutely. In Texas, a rattlesnake handler has died after he was bitten at the Rattlesnake Roundup in Freer, Texas.
What did this to you?
Eugene DeLeon Sr. was bitten on the shoulder on Saturday around 1 o'clock. He was taken by a helicopter to a hospital in Corpus Christi and died Saturday night at approximately 9 p.m.
So it bit him right on the shoulder?
Yeah.
So as he was pointing to it furiously, they thought he was doing the Macarena.
Oh, no. One of the organizers of the Rattlesnake Roundup said that DeLeon was performing and handling rattlesnakes in front of a crowd at the time he was bitten. He had over 20 years of experience handling snakes. I am shocked that they couldn't fix him with some antivenom.
Right, because it's not like it's like a fer de lance or something. That I mean, it's a rattlesnake. It's formidable, but
yeah,
wow.
and if you're handling them all the time,
you surely would build up resistance.
Well, and not only that, you would think that you would have antivenom at the ready or know where to go should you get bitten. That's pretty wild.
I guess I should have looked into it.
And I guess maybe sometimes those snakes can really unleash a lot of venom, and it might have to do with how much he was bitten, injected with.
They say a lot of times with baby rattlesnakes that they don't.
They're more potent?
It might be more concentrated venom, but also they don't know to let go.
Oh.
And they will just keep pumping and pumping.
I remember hearing something about that. I didn't know exactly if that was a wives' tale or not, but yeah, I remember hearing that, Casey. His family wrote on Facebook that he had a passion for snake handling and that he was doing what he loved doing. Well, it killed him.
Yeah.
A man was filmed getting a little too close to a bison while visiting Yellowstone National Park before the animal charged at him last week. The clip was shared by Sean Sweater on a Facebook group called Yellowstone National Park Invasion of the Idiots, where it was viewed tens of thousands of times. In the video, the man is seen slowly walking on a path while the bison is grazing. I mean, Steve, he gets right up on this huge animal. And I mean, it's just like he looks, I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
I think they think I can commune with this mighty beast.
They said he was trying to walk by it, okay, walk past it, and as opposed to approaching it. But nonetheless, he was getting within like 5 feet from this animal.
Listen, he could have taken a far wider sweep out.
Oh, yeah.
He was, yes, way too close.
Or just waited it out. I mean, at that point,
it's go time.
Yeah, the animal's in charge, dude. You gotta pull back. Visitors are told to stay at least 100 yards away from bears and wolves and at least 25 yards away from all other
So
wildlife.
he was 99 yards off that.
So close.
Yeah.
A tiny bit. Let's see. Do I have time for? I got time for one more. Let's go with this. You want me to end with a cutesy one?
Yeah, let's do it.
After plans to elope were thwarted, an Oklahoma City couple got married on board an airplane. And it was cute. I saw the video of it. Southwest Airlines confirmed in a Facebook post that Pam Patterson and Jeremy Salda traveled in their wedding attire and were wed on a flight from Dallas Love Field to Las Vegas. A fellow passenger happened to be an ordained minister. Another passenger signed a makeshift guest book. Apparently, there was something that was going on there where they weren't going to be able to do it at their destination. So while they were there and they had their clothes, they just asked if anybody was a minister and could do it.
That's pretty cool.
And they ended up doing the
They made a
ceremony
bridal bouquet out of vomit bags.
on the plane. Oh, isn't that cute? All right, so there you go. That is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, you got about 7 minutes left to enter the word daily for the MMR concert cash giveaway. So make sure you do that now. The word is daily, and you can text it at 39333. No, not there. No. 45911.
What are you thinking?
What am I thinking here? It's a special contest short code number. It's 45911. Or if you want to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, enter it at the MMR app or at WMMR.com. We will take a break. We'll come back in a second. Lesson question, trash, music news. Those things are coming.
How you achieved your success.
Forgive me.
It's the jerk-off way, I think, that we can all emulate.
Oh, my
my God.
But there's countless names like that that are being butchered in similar ceremonies going on. In fact, this very weekend, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
There'll be mangled names.
Yep, loads of them. You realize anytime we have a caller named Julie, we will have to play
Julie Jerkoff.
It's awesome.
It's the best.
It made my day yesterday when Casey sent that to me.
So, on that one level, is it sort of cool that you have, since she's probably dealt with it her whole life, at least she has a meme now that's attached to her.
Let's see. We have a caller on the line real quick, and I'm going to go to this caller. Hi, caller. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Julie.
Julie Jerkoff.
Thank you, Julie.
Our first Julie Jerkoff.
You're our first to be given the Julie Jerkoff Award. Following explosive fights on social media, Jersey Shore star Ronnie Margot Ortiz, he and his girlfriend apparently are done. He wrote on Instagram, on an Instagram story to Jen Harley.
Yeah, he's a real silver-tongued devil.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Note to self, can't turn a natural-born hoe into a housewife.
Damn.
If you find them in the gutter, then leave them in the gutter.
Note to self.
Yeah. Ronnie later apologized, writing, I want to apologize.
I love you.
Earlier to my fans and especially to Tater Tot Kitty.
Really?
Tater Tot Kitty?
That's somebody's handle. I don't know if that's her handle or whatever, but I want to apologize to Tater Tot Kitty.
Dear Tater Tot Kitty, I'm so sorry for those terrible things I wrote.
I writ. He said, I acted out of my gut and not rationally.
I was not rational.
I should have never.
Apologies to you too, Ravioli Ramon.
He said, I should have never acted in such a manner, spelled M-A-N-O-R.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
It's where he lives. That's the name of the place. I should never have acted in such a manner. That's what he says. As you pull up Preston, it says, I never should have acted in a manner.
And then he writes, my deepest apologizes.
Wait, seriously?
My deepest apologizes.
A-P-O-L-O-G-I-Z-E-S.
All right.
My deepest apologizes.
My deepest apologizes to Tater Kitty.
The pair welcomed a baby girl named Ariana Sky together less than a month ago.
It was wild to be there in the delivery room. The baby fell out of her butthole.
You remember a while back we had a couple of televangelists who were talking about how they needed a new jet.
Yes.
And they
to
were
spread the word.
Jesse Duplantis is his name.
The Duplantis Ministries, right?
Televangelist with a global reach is asking disciples for money to buy a jet that costs $54 million, quote, so we can go anywhere in the world in one stop.
If you're watching the video, he's dressed as I imagine Willy Wonka would dress when he retires.
By the way, so I'm waiting for Marissa to get the full audio over, but Duplantis' solicitation comes 4 months after another televangelist, the Newark, Texas-based Kenneth Copeland, announced that he had just bought a new Gulfstream 5 jet.
Oh, someone got a little jealous.
I think that's what it is, Steve. I think that's what it is.
Wait a second. What did that son of a bitch just get?
Yeah.
Well, this will not fly in the eyes of the Lord.
I think it's keeping up with the Joneses. The aircraft.
Listen, you insufferable prick. I saw what you just bought, and I'm going to get an even bigger jet. Hallelujah.
The aircraft, when first sold in 1998, carried a $36 million price tag. That's what this other guy bought.
$54 million. You need to understand. You just cannot. You're waiting in line, and you're going through TSA, checking. You're taking your shoes off. That's time wasted from spreading the word of the Lord.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, my.
And then you got the crying kids kicking the back of the seat. I cannot put together a proper homily on a flight with the riffraff, the human filth that populates these various aircraft while I'm trying to get out there and minister to the human filth. That
we got part
funds
one
my
over.
lust for high-end aircraft.
All right, here we go. This is the audio of him pitching this. He made a video of this.
Yeah.
So.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jesse the Planners. Thank you for tuning into This Week with Jesse. We're going to be talking about aircraft. You know, I've owned 3 different jets in my life, and used them and just burning them up for the Lord Jesus Christ. Now,
Listen to how many times he incorporates the Lord and Jesus Christ into this.
now, some people believe that preachers shouldn't have jets. I really believe that preachers ought to have and go on every available voice, every available outlet to get this gospel preached to the world. Now, I talk about this in a lot of my messages, and I want you to see this if we can, Caleb. Get it back. This is the very first plane that I purchased for the Lord back in December.
The Lord asked me, he said, I need you to purchase the modest aircraft. One engine ought to do it with a decent range, something that's comfortable with a couple of seats and a bed. That's what I need you to purchase. I said, Lord, should we not use this money to feed the poor? He says, we'll get to that.
That I purchased for the Lord back in December 1994. And I said where I began. And then the second one I purchased was in January 2004, where I used to be. The one I'm flying right now, and it's been with me 12 years. I purchased it in January 2006, where I am. Now, I want you to get a shot of this one, Caleb. Now, this is the Star Trek.
It's going to crack you up, because this one is just insanely expensive. And the amount of people who could have benefited greatly from the money wasted on this is just off the charts crazy.
And they're showing pictures of him with the camera as they go by.
Now, this is the Star Trek Enterprise. This is where I'm going. Praise God, but I believe
it's got a transporter and everything. In fact, my next purchase is going to be a spacecraft.
Praise God, but I believe in God for. Let me just say.
Wait, this is what I believe in God for?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
I think he says, praise God, but I believe in gospel.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm going. Praise God, but I believe in God for.
Yeah.
Let me just say this.
This is what I believe in God for, so I can fly this way around the world.
Believe in God for a brand new Falcon 7X so we can go anywhere in the world one stop. Now, people say, my Lord, can't you go with this one? Yes, but I can't go at one stop.
That's it. That's the dilemma. Wait a second. You mean you're going to have to stop?
There's the kicker.
I'm backing that up. Hang on.
Now, people say, my Lord, can't you go with this one? Yes, but I can't go at one stop. And you see, if I can do it with one stop, I can fly it for a lot cheaper because I have my own fuel farm. And that's what's up.
You just said, by the way, on this $54 million jet that it has a 5,000-mile range.
Yeah.
That's not flying around the world with one stop.
It's
this is the way to travel. And I know you have issues at home where you can't feed your children. You know it's hard to cover your bills. But if you ever do get the chance to fly on an aircraft like this, it will open your eyes and make you ask yourself, dear Lord, why don't I have a jet of my own?
Oh, my God. It's the audacity, the absolute robbing of human beings preying on their faith.
There I was in Zone 3 waiting to load onto the aircraft.
Zone 3.
And I said, dear Jesus, I'm surrounded by a sea of human filth that is keeping me from spreading the Lord's word. What can you do for me? Can you hook me up in a $56 million plane? Will get it done nicely. And I can fly in one stop. And it's also economical. Is it very economical? Yes, Lord, it's very economical. You know, they got down there down in the Cabo San Lucas, they got these young ladies that need to hear the word of the Lord.
I need to.
Oh my God!
I need to see this guy in
down there, Casey. Let me tell you something. The girls have literally gone wild, and they need the word of the Lord Jesus Christ to tell them that if the tops are coming off, if the tops and pantaloons are coming off, make sure that at some point the Bible opens up.
This is Cabo. Girls Gone Wild
Girls
in Cabo.
Gone Wild in Cabo.
Yeah. You've seen video.
I have seen video, and I'm distressed. I could get there in one flight. I mean, you just want to punch this guy in the face with all your might.
I don't know. I kind of want to join him on his jet.
I wouldn't mind riding
This is my new friend, Kathy Romano, and I believe that the word the Lord would use is bodacious.
Yeah.
We're praying together.
Yeah.
I put dildos in my mouth.
And that's how. That's akin to saying open sesame. When this fine young, and she's a broadcaster, I want you to know, so she spreads the word herself. But when she said she put dildos in her mouth, I got to tell you, that jet door opened right up.
I put dildos in my mouth.
So I thought this one would be a nice, light conversation. Anne Frank.
Yes.
No, but actually, this is actually a little bit of light information about Anne Frank that was recently discovered.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Researchers using digital technology deciphered the writing on 2 pages of Anne Frank's diary that she had pasted over with brown masking paper, and they discovered 4 dirty
good times. All right, it's 18 after 10 on this Tuesday morning. Nice day today. Not going to be crazy sunny or anything like that, but temperatures are certainly comfortable. 74 is going to be our high. Pretty much tomorrow and the day after that as well. But we do have a chance for rain working its way into the area on Wednesday. Today's lesson question, we have a prize to give away, and it is a 4-pack of tickets for Harry Potter, the exhibition at the Franklin Institute. And let's see here. We are going with this. By the end of the decade, where does JFK want a monkey? 215-263 WMMR. Where are you listening? Do you know? Let's find out. By the end of the decade, where does JFK want a monkey? 215-263 WMMR. Call now.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by A.D. Moyer Lumber. Trusted expert since 1939. A.D. Moyer Lumber is your personal or professional source for decks, windows, doors, kitchens, millwork, and more. Visit them on the web at admoyer.com. Steve, what's going on this morning, sir?
Well, 50 Shades of Grey star Jamie Dornan threw a rodeo-themed backyard party for his 40th birthday. Dornan says a little 50 Shades snuck into the party when one of the rodeo clowns used anal beads.
Oh, my God.
Anna Wintour, we were talking about this, held fast with her 3 famous rules during last night's Met Gala. No cell phones, no selfies, and no armpit farts.
Hey! Taking all the fun out
Yeah,
of it.
I know. And finally, sorry, I'm spitting all over my microphone here. There we go. The Disneyland Hotel, I don't know if you guys saw the story, paying a huge settlement to a former guest who was, quote, attacked by bed bugs during her stay. Disneyland plans to combat the bad press by introducing new characters called Bed Buddies. Hey. That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, we are going to see if somebody knows the answer to today's lesson question, and it is, by the end of the decade, where does JFK want a monkey? 215-263 WMMR. It's Mike that we will go to for the answer. Yo, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
All right, good morning, Ed. Mike, do me a favor. Tell me where, by the end of the decade, JFK wants a monkey.
On the moon.
The moon. You are correct, sir. Hang on, Mike. You got it right. And we are going to give you a 4-pack of tickets for Harry Potter, the exhibition at the Franklin Institute. This groundbreaking exhibition celebrates the iconic moments, characters, settings, and beasts. Almost said breast. I've seen in the films and stories of Harry Potter and the Wizarding World.
Fantastic breasts.
Using best-in-class immersive design and technology. Tickets are on sale now at fi.edu.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you by Rita's Water Ice, and you want to head to your Rita's and get a Reese's Concrete. Reese's Concretes combined Rita's creamy frozen custard with fudge, peanut butter, and Reese's toppings, available in 3 delicious flavors.
Sounds really good.
I just have a couple of things for you, and that is it for Music News today. We'll start with this one. It was a bittersweet show for the Red Hot Chili Peppers Sunday night when they played the spot at New Orleans Jazz Fest, originally intended for the Foo Fighters. We have a clip I'm going to play for you in just a second here, but Chad Smith addressed the occasion, took his time to salute his dear friend, the late Taylor Hawkins, and he got up and spoke to the crowd, and this is what he had to say.
We just found out about this 2 weeks ago because the Foo Fighters are supposed to play here tonight. We love the Foo Fighters, and we love our brother Taylor Hawkins. This means a lot to us to be able to play for them. The guys in the band are here. They're supporting. Taylor's wife Allison is here, whole family. We love them. We love Taylor. So on 3, I want to hear everybody, we love Taylor. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, they played the gig, and the family was there, and everybody was looking at it as to celebrate. Now, remember, it was Taylor's wife who wanted it to be, a happy occasion if they could make it as best you can. And then one more thing. Kirk Hammett, Metallica, says he got his brain back when he stopped drinking alcohol in 2014. When asked about how his new solo EP, Portals, came about, given the Metallica had split with Jason Newsted in 2001 because the band didn't want the bassist to pursue solo projects, he said, well, we've all grown up, basically. And he said, also, I have to say, I've been sober for 7.5 years now, and my mind is in a different place. I'm better focused, and I got my brain back. I've gotten my memory back. So nowadays, I'm in a better place. He said, when I got sober, I had so much more time. I was spending almost every night in a nightclub or a bar, and then I'd spend almost every morning recovering from that. Day in, day out, regardless of whether I was on tour or not. And now that's been removed from my life, I have all this extra time. So, of course, I want to play my guitar more. It's what I love to do. And as a consequence of that, there's just a higher output. So
that's pretty cool.
How he got to be where he could create some solo music. I'm interested to hear that. And that's it in music news. Going to give a plug for something that Nick mentioned earlier this morning. Team Luke Hike and Beer fundraiser coming up Sunday, May 15th. And Nick, you're up for an award.
Yes, Man of the Year for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. It's an annual campaign. It's really nice to be nominated. I appreciate it. But it's a fundraiser, so we're trying to raise as much money as we possibly can. And this is going to be my main effort to do that. So we're going to hike from the Valley Forge along the Schuylkill River Trail. We're going to meet Sunday, May 15th, and then meet in the city at Urban Saloon. Urban Saloon's a great bar in the Fairmount District. And the party, the beer portion of it, is going to be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Urban Saloon. Thanks to Urban Saloon for offering up their space, and John Dorenzi from Budweiser for being so generous. I really appreciate it. But it's going to be $40 at the door. Come join us, have some fun. And Mike Jarrett's going to be there. Deuces Rogers from 6ABC. Our buddy Jim Jackson's going to swing by if he's not calling a game. So it should be a fun time. But we'd love to have you be a part of the hike, too. So we're all the details are up on PrestonandSteve.com. And we're working out of the details. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. But the basic information is there right now.
Yep. Let's get Nick the Man of the Year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
A little boy with a giant head. He had a dream.
All I ever wanted was to get an award and buy a monkey.
Oh, man.
We'll have a monkey present the award to him.
Could we do that?
As he is on stage ready to receive
love to have a monkey give me an award.
See if we can work that out. All right.
1962. Wasn't it? Right?
Yeah, it was 1962. Oh, wait. We have it. Hang on a second here.
And in 1962, a little boy was born, and his dream and his goal was to own a monkey.
To own a monkey.
It was not just a dream, it was a goal.
Yeah.
One day.
His goal and his dream.
So I set to work doing everything I needed to do to get a monkey.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get Nick his own monkey.
Thank you.
It comes in the form of an award.
Look at that's a great picture. Kind of called up monkey holding an award.
We have a photo of a monkey holding up a trophy.
Oh man,
that's great. Man, if we could arrange that, if we could promise that,
yes.
Oh my
at
God.
the event, I guarantee you would win.
All right, we got to figure out how to get a monkey and an award,
and we'll make his dream come true.
It was a dream of mine to see one of my monkeys present the Academy Award.
The Academy Award. All right, we're going to break. We'll come back, and we will wrap up today's program. So make sure you stay with us, because Pierre will have some cool stuff coming up for you. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3.
Well, Sully Erna.
So they always is Sully Erna.
No, Sully.
I thought you said Sully Erna. I'm like, no, I don't think he's a pilot.
I don't know why I immediately thought, when you said pilot, we're clearly talking about women.
I mean, he did land that. It's a good movie.
I don't know why Sully has not brought up the fact that he hid in a
in
Amsterdam during World War II, because that's an even more courageous
and
story.
what blows me away is the dude was blind and deaf and able to land that plane.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean, he landed it in a river.
Well, I
but,
guess he doesn't want to puff himself up too much.
All right, so anyhow, let me find something else. I can't wear the earbuds. I have small ear holes.
You can't wear the earbuds?
Yeah, they fall out.
Ooh, your ear holes are so tight.
Tight ear holes.
Oh, man.
You can get
That's awful.
Can you fit that in there?
I'm gonna work with it. Wait. Yeah.
Wait, oh, ow. No, you're too big. Stop.
You're stretching it
Stop.
out.
Your pod is too big.
You're gonna tear a hole.
Oh my God, I'm gonna bleed.
Ear lube. I need some ear lube.
Well, what you
I
can
just
get.
gave you an ear pie.
I actually bought these things that were like $2
Oh my
on
God,
Amazon.
I just got that. I'm sorry.
Wait, just got what?
Ear pie.
You ever heard the term cream pie before? Never mind. Go ahead.
I bought these things for like $2 off of Amazon that go around your earbuds, so you can
A C-ring.
Basically, yeah, no, and then so you can wrap regular earbuds.
Yes.
You know,
Over the ear.
over your ear. And
Yeah.
you're fine.
They're good. You know, honestly.
Listen, I want to be able to wear earbuds.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Well,
You know,
maybe you should
Preston-
let
so Preston-
Steve stretch him out for you.
Yeah, I'll stretch them out because I can really, unpack it.
If you're just tuning in here at One Bala Plaza, the studios of WMMR, as well as our sister stations, they're doing some remodeling, and they're going to move some of the stations. We're kind of consolidating our areas, moving from downstairs to upstairs. So they're doing complete remodeling, which means demo has been going on, demolition of the various offices. And when we got wind that they were going to be destroying Bill Weston's office, we said,
We had to.
You got to let us take a swing or two.
Well, my helmet's on the ground, but that's okay.
Wendy, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
This is great.
Here's Johnny!
That is awesome.
Oh my God, look at this.
Oh, my God.
Bill's mailbox.
There we go. Give it to him
Look at
as a
that.
keepsake.
I have the video.
By the way, did we ask Bill if he wanted that?
No.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Bill, do you want this?
Clear the wall.
Oh, nice. She almost
fell on her
fell
ass.
backwards.
There's another swing at it. She's trying to go out of Bill's office into the sales department. Feels good, doesn't it?
So good.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Kill it, Marissa. Kill it. A lot of rage here, man.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's
She
like,
packs a punch.
It's like watching an angry dwarf.
Had a request from a friend of ours, RC, from Tattoos by RC. His son, Dalton, celebrates his birthday today. And RC wanted me to mention it. We haven't seen Dalton in a while.
I know.
He's been around. He used to come around when he was a kid, and we haven't seen him, but he's
a man now.
Full-grown adult, man.
He was a little kid when he came in to visit the show, and I'm wondering, I mean, how long has time
21?
passed?
I'm guessing he's 21.
All right.
But
Yeah.
that's just a guess. I'll have to check my Instagram message that I got from RC and get back to it. But this
It'll be my regular Saturday night thing, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, he can't be that old yet.
Well, he's
All right,
he's
I'll
at
look it
least
up.
20, at least.
Oh, yeah. Keep playing that clip over and over until I
Until
get
we
this,
find it.
Steve.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you looking or are you
I'm
just
looking
laughing?
it up. I have to go into my phone. Oh, my God. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
It says here he turns 20 years old.
There we go. Not bad.
Booyah!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It'll be my regular Saturday night thing, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So far, this is my favorite part of the day.
There we go. It all goes downhill from here.
All right, let's see if we can get an answer to the stupid question. A panda, what is their primary food source? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go to Courtney. Hi, Courtney.
Hi.
Hi, Courtney. What is the panda's primary food source?
Is it bamboo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hang on. Hang on, Courtney. We're gonna. Caitlyn Jenner
Yes.
has 6 kids, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she's.
You're going to be my regular Saturday night thing. Oh, yeah.
I might not make it through the show today.
Caitlin, huh? Thought you'd be bigger. I'm your new cooler.
But she.
Roadhouse with Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh my
There you go.
God.
Pain don't hurt.
No.
Except when they cut your balls off. That was pretty uncomfortable. I'll have to say that did sting.
That pain hurt?
Yeah, that pain sort of hurt. The knife attack at the bar, no, not so much. Cutting my balls off, yeah, that actually pinged a bit.
Can you stick to the script there?
It pinged a bit.
That pain hurt.
Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the royal wedding was over the weekend. I'm going to touch a little bit on this stuff, and we'll expand a little bit further on it later on. But, of course, it took place on Saturday, and they are officially husband and wife, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They became the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at London's Windsor Castle. The ceremony took place at the Gothic St. George's Chapel at noon, but was no ordinary wedding, even by royal standards.
So there's an Instagram thing that I follow. It's called Fish Dance Party, and what they do is they'll dub Fish concert music over people dancing.
How did I miss this?
No, listen. At one point over the weekend, there was a Fish Dance Party Instagram posting of people coming out, and it looked like they were coming out of the royal wedding. And I was like, this can't be. But I think it was legit. I'm fairly certain what I saw.
Fish music was playing when they were coming out?
No, but like ridiculous.
Hello, a selection from Fish.
I just need to know if I did indeed see Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles come out dancing out of the chapel or whatever.
No, I don't think they were dancing when they walked out.
That is not.
Dude, wait till Prince Charles and Camilla. They're
Casey.
I know.
Casey.
What is it?
We're watching this right now. There's no way in hell the royal family would do something like this.
But look at this. They're great lookalikes right there.
They are not even remotely looking. That guy looks nothing like Prince Charles.
I was looking at her.
Oh.
You thought this was real?
I couldn't tell. It was on my tiny little... What is this from, though?
It's a spoof. It's a spoof.
Oh my God.
People. Yeah, we're watching this right now. It is absolutely absurd that Casey would think that this was legit at the actual royal wedding.
I'm telling you, when Prince Charles and Camilla, the Camilla look-alike, I was like, well, that kind of looks like her.
But Prince Charles,
you know what, Casey? It was.
I knew it.
It was
I
real.
knew it.
It was real. Let him have this.
Thank you, guys.
They really are big Fish fans.
We are so happy he is back in town. It's been a while since he's been here in this studio, and we know him as Gay Robot. We love him for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Swartz.
Everybody
is with us. Good morning, sir.
I'm glad you got my name right and didn't call me Blink 182. You nailed it.
It's that kind of day, Nick.
It is.
Flooding in the streets.
Someone with a free Preston and Steve themed tattoo. And I am happy to announce that our winner of Tattoo Tuesday is Julie Landis of Pittsgrove, New Jersey. And Julie's going to get a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. Tattoo Tuesday on the Preston and Steve Show is presented by Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. They're at 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. And if you'd like to check out their artwork samples, you just go to floatingworldtattoos.com. Or you can also see their Instagram page at Floating World Tattoos. So, Julie, think about what you're going to get, how you want the show represented on your ink, and then they will take care of you at Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. No guests on the program today, so thank you for your phone calls and you tuning in and listening and doing what you do.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a good time today. We'll plan on doing something like that again tomorrow. But in the meantime, we got to do the letter of the day. So, Case, ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter. All right, the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by The Letter.
R as in Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity.
All right, summer concert ticket passport is what we're giving away. 4 tickets to each of these 4 shows that are part of Live Nation's Concert Week. So you get MMRBQ, Coheed and Cambria, the Black Keys, and the Killers. You get 4 tickets to all those shows. Now, don't forget, you can get $25 all-in tickets to more than 3,700 concerts nationwide for 1 week only. It's on sale starting tomorrow through next Tuesday, or through Tuesday, May 10th. Yeah, that'll be next Tuesday. You can visit livenation.com/concert week for details. So keep that in mind. We'll give that prize away on Friday. Want to thank our guests. Today's program brought to you by Acme. From city to shore, Acme has everything that you need to prep for this summer season. Acme, fresh foods, local flavors. Also brought to you by Dunkin', the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show, and Sunbelt Rentals. When you're ready to tackle the large job or weekend project, turn to Sunbelt Rentals for all of your equipment needs. Tomorrow on our program, a few things going on. We have a secret texter that's a Wednesday thing, as well as Fox Good Day. We will have Rory Culkin who's on the program. Yeah,
nice.
Under the Banner of Heaven. You guys have been watching.
Been watching it. I'm really digging it.
We will have him on. We also have not only May 4th, Star Wars Day, but Ann Gorski's birthday as well.
Oh, my God.
So we have those things converging together. We'll have to do something special. So we'll see you tomorrow. That is it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day. Concert Cash coming up next at noon with Pierre. See you later. Bye-bye.